Yee. This yee. Oh my god, that last case. Noise. Okay. Oh my god, you're freaking using the thing. Holy frick. That wasn't... I mean, we didn't even finish the last one. We still have, like, the investigation, probably another trial. But, like, so your man, the mayor, is possessed, I guess? I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Also, Blackwell is... I swear to God, he's gonna kill me. And that's not gonna be good. Okay. Need to charge my stinking... all my stuff. Okay, let's go to the... No, mouse, please! Mouse, please! No! Don't lag! Bruh! Why did the sensitivity go up, huh? Mouse settings. Oh my god. The mouse settings just went whack. What the fudge, bro? Okay. Let's game selection menu. Let's do this. The investigation time. Having a yokai testify in court is unprecedented, to say the least. I am Tenma Taro, the yokai you seek. How could such a straight-laced man like Mr. Tenma suddenly become a demon? Yeah, it's strange. Even worse, Prosecutor Blackwell is playing along. I can't even think straight anymore. I need to get out for fun. See you in a bit. Wait, what about the investigation? Back? Whoa, Trissy, welcome back. Oh, you're in your stage outfits. Back from work? Yep, I really nailed this new magic trick I've been working on. I also heard about those tricks that were conjured up in court earlier today. You know, the demon out of nowhere trick and Polly's tightrope style defense trick. I was seriously considering a disappearing act of my own after all that craziness. Anyway, our next trick is to find a suspect other than the mayor. And I know exactly who it is. The freaking Joker! You know the killer must use the air duct in their escape. And whoever did that was the Tamataro that Mr. Filch and Jinxie saw. Right. Maybe there's some evidence in the air duct. The real fight starts right now! Hey, before you go, let me make the evidence you no longer need disappear. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Unnecessary evidence has disappeared into Trucy's magic panties. I wonder where all that stuff goes. Okay, let's go over to the scene of the crime. Vamonos, Apollo. Apollo, vamonos. Has anything been touched? I'm still curious about the Tanuki that's just broken. Detective Fulbright, mind if we search the air duct? Well, since you really are on the side of justice, I suppose I can let you. Plus, my own sense of justice has been called into doubt, so... I wonder if he's been like this ever since the trial. Well, his sense of justice has been beaten to a pulp. It'll probably take a while for him to recover. I sort of feel bad for him, but we have work to do. Let's get the evidence we need. The air duct is the key. We know that Tenmataro's impersonator used it to make an escape. After murdering the alderman, the killer left the Fox chamber through the hallway door. Then after locking the door from the outside, the killer entered the air duct in the hallway. Finally, the killer dropped the key into the Fox chamber through the air vent here. Then went back through the air duct and fled the manor. That's how the illusion of no one entering or leaving the locked room was created. If the killer passed through the air duct, maybe we'll find some evidence there. Yeah, maybe some black feathers or something like that. Well, here's our vent. It's awfully high up. Don't worry, I brought a step ladder. Happy hunting! How nice of her to volunteer me for the job. Whoa, it's pitch black in here. Well, here goes nothing. Oh. Oh god. There's a thick layer of dust in here. I don't get it. Find anything? Yikes, Apollo, what happened? You're covered in dust. Yeah, dust. Lots of dust. So, what'd you find? You know how dust collects on something when nobody used it for a long time? Yeah, like Mr. Wright's desk back at the office. Right. I think it'd be possible to crawl over that sort of dust without leaving a trail. I seriously doubt it. Wait, you're not suggesting that no one's gone through the duct lately? Kinda looks that way. And if it's true, Mayor Tenma is going to be finger dust the killer. But if we don't turn things around quickly, it's justice we trust. Oh, sorry, Mr. Justice. It seems your justice was not the most just after all. It is my sense of justice that has prevailed. Detective Fulbright sure seems chippier all of a sudden. And I'm back to my old devastated self. Aw, come on. Where's that never say die spirit? Bring it on, Mr. Lawyer Man. Bring it on. Let me suffer in peace. Justice prevails once more. It's not over yet, and besides, kicking someone when they're down is what bad guys do. Are you calling me a bad guy? Me, Bobby Fulbright, champion of justice. Then how about some information on the investigation? We need some help here. Information about the investigation? Alright, but I won't have you calling me a bad guy ever again. Understood? We did it, Apollo! Yeah, but how long can we keep this up? The music is really good. I can't believe Prosecutor Blackwell would stoop that low. I mean, depending the blame on the yokai, he really wants to conviction at all costs. She could give the yokai run for its money when she's mad. Yes, well, I have him writing a self-reflective essay as we speak. What is this? He's like in freaking timeout in kindergarten? I doubt that'll teach him anything. Yeah, he'll probably just write, Dotard 1,000 times. The whole yokai business is most likely a ploy to win a conviction. Truth is, Prosecutor Blackwell believes Jinxie Tenma planted that yokai stuff. Planted it for an effort to protect her father. Real killer. Yeah, right, I'd like to see him prove it! Oh, calm down. He doesn't have any direct evidence, but we did find this. It was at the base of the cliff just outside Kubai Manor. Wait. That isn't the staff Tenma Taro was supposedly carrying, is it? The one and only. Miss Tenma no doubt tossed it over the cliff when she was done. No way! Well, what about Prince? Nope, no Prince, but if she was wearing a costume, there wouldn't be any anyway. Well, Prince or no Prince, it's not going to work in our favor. Sounds like the staff might belong to the mansion. But if that's the case, then where in the mansion did Tenma Taro get it from? Did Prosecutor Blackwell figure out that the victim was the amazing Nine Tails? He did indeed. He's a sharp one, alright. He figured it out while investigating the municipal merger in the victim's past. The amazing Nine Tails sparked the yokai craze and worked against the merger. And Mayor Damien Tenma is the corrupt politician who murdered that great hero. The amazing Nine Tails fans are so angry they even tried to storm the detention center. I don't blame them. I mean, their favorite masked wrestling hero was murdered. They must have been shocked when they found out what happened. Speaking of which, isn't Jinxie also a fan of the amazing Nine Tails? A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why the masks are more important to them than life itself. She spoke with a passion that only a fan could appreciate. We ought to become fans ourselves and go protest in front of the prison. What? No! Did you forget that Mayor Tenma is not only Jinxie's father, but our client? Oh yeah. You be careful now. You're defending the most hated mayor in history. I just hope you don't find yourself on the wrong end of a figure four like lock. Maybe I should wear a mask to hide my identity. Are there any other new developments we should know? Now that you mention it. Our suspect is suffering a partial memory loss, but he did manage to remember something. He did? What did he say? He said he didn't want to speak with us. His exact words were, "I'm under no obligation to speak with you mortals." And other things of that nature. I wonder what Mayor Tenma remembered. Too bad you can't go ask him now, because Prosecutor Blackwell's busy questioning him. I know, why don't you wait down at the playground with the rest of the kids? What now, Apollo? How about regrouping back at the agency? Good idea. We might get some words from wisdom out from Mr. Wright while we're there. Can I show you anything? Well, probably not. Do not gaze upon Tenma Taro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Nine Tails Vale with Tenma Town. Do not tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your dearest as good as dead. Maybe I'll go read over some past cases. And I'll go do some research on exorcisms. Hey, what's with you guys? You seem bummed out. How should I put this? It's like we're at the edge of a cliff, the only way is down. In other words, business as usual, right? Yeah, I suppose so. Except this time it's like we're bound in gauge 2. Don't forget blindfold with our tears plugged up. Oh, and monsters at every turn, huh? Sounds rough. Hey, Apollo. Oh, and Athena's here too. Mr. Wright! How goes the investigation, Apollo? Athena? I think it's safe to say that things have gotten hairier than before. Really? What happened? I was watching the two of you this morning from the gallery. That was one tough day in court, to say the least. I know, I've never had to defend a yokai before. That business about the locked room was another major hurdle. Yeah, on top of that, Jinxie was accused of being an accomplice. But at least we figured out how someone could have escaped that locked room. Yeah, well, we just found out that our reasoning might be a tad flawed. Oh, really? Well, that's bad news. How are we going to get out of this one? The worst times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. Force a smile? Yeah, my mentor taught me that back when I was still learning the trade. She also taught me to return the basics whenever I got stuck. Return to the basics? That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. The basics. Always believe in your client, huh? So, Mr. Wright, how long have you known Athena? I met her during a trip to Europe. Huh? You were in Europe? Why haven't I heard about this before? Yeah, I went there a few times to study the various legal systems over there. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. I thought you worked as a pianist after you quit practicing law. I did, but I know a friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Hey, Fire, did, Tracy grow some? I think a little. Well, she's 16 now. I did, but an old friend of mine needed help with some legal work from time to time, so... Is it Edgeworth? Hmm? Well, I guess you were never very far from the courtroom then. It was like it was like fate brought us together. It's thanks to Mr. Wright that I became a lawyer at all. I knew she was a lawyer material from the moment I met her. I have high hopes for her ability to analyze people's emotions. Aw, it's nothing special. Maybe I've underestimated that analytical psychology of hers. It's just, I thought that maybe that if my special ability could help defend innocent people, then I had to do everything in my power to bring it to the courtroom. That's why I really started hitting the books hard. I'm still amazed that she actually became a lawyer, and at the tender age of 18, no less. Freaking Edgeworth became a prosecutor at the age of 18, and no less than Francisca, who became a prosecutor at the age of freaking 13, my guy. Wow, that's almost superhuman. Or personal, like she's trying to help somebody she knows. What the fudge you mean? Alright, I'm totally pumped up after talking to you, Mr. Wright. It's like you said, the worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. And don't forget to return to the basics whenever you get stuck. Keep believing in my client. Right. Mr. Wright. Oh. Okay, Mr. Wright. Yes? I'm going to go visit our clients again. I think that's a good idea. Alright, time to see what's new down at the detention center. Mayor Tenma, we wanted to talk to you about something. Kasha! Ka. So my minions have returned. Apollo, he still thinks he's a yokai. I wonder if we'll ever be able to talk to Mayor Tenma again. Silence, peddler of legal trade! Free me from these imprisoning wallets with great haste! Wow, he's sounding more and more like a real demon with every sentence. I'm starting to wonder if we should even be helping him with his freedom. Still, we can't let Mayor Tenma stay possessed. You know what I mean? You can clear me of these charges. I shall help in whatever manner I may. Now ask of me what you will. I suppose it's worth a shot. Do I still have? No, I don't. No. I wanted to use the charm. Okay, well, nope. Alright, let's talk, man. Feathers and tracks. Were those feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime really you're doing? Indeed, the remnants of Tamataro, king of the underworld they be. The day when I once again dominate the mortal world is at hand. Ka. The prosecution claims the feathers and tracks were planted by Jinxie. What's this? I must breach these walls and go defend my little Jinxie at once. Huh? Mayor Tenma, is that you? Well now, Damien appears to still reside within this body. I should have expected as much from a descendant of mine. Be silent now, Damien! I guess little things like demonic possession won't stop a father's love for his daughter. You didn't kill Alderman Kyobi, did you? I have killed no one! The remnants of my presence have been misconstructed. The murderer is not I. For if I had slain that mortal, raging heckfire would... Oh! Yikes! What did he say? Raging heckfire would have consumed and leaving naught but ash. Oh, that's what he said. So you're saying there must have been somebody else there. Come to think of it, the mayor had mentioned that he'd been clubbed with this statue. Better ask about this too. You know what? Before I ask a question, what might I ask is that the statue was found at the scene. Someone hit Mayor Tenma over the head with it. It had been wrapped in a large cloth before the alderman's murder. Let me see whether Damien knows about such a thing. And yes, something wrapped in such cloth does he recall. A secret gift from Alderman Kyobi, it would seem. He, however, had not a chance to see it till now, for the cloth did conceal it. Maybe the cloth fell off or was removed after the mirror was struck. That Damien does not know. A secret gift? Interesting. Maybe Jinxie knows something about it. Detective Fulbright mentioned that you might have something new to tell me. Indeed, I have. I regurgitated this key but a short while ago. Behold, the key to the Forbidden Chamber. Whoa! Is regurgitation one of your demonic powers too? If I do not waste my powers on such parlor tricks. Take the key from the killer to Damien, whereupon he swallowed it. He sought to bar the killer entry to the Forbidden Chamber. So he wanted to keep it shut tight. But no fingerprints shall you find upon that key. How do you know that? Wait, is that another one of your demonic powers then? Foolish mortal! You would have me, Tamataro, act as some assigned alchemist. I but asked the jailer and my will was done, quite eagerly, I must add. I was now to serve you, malevolence! You're malevolent! Ah, frick, everyone's thinking he's the actual yokai. Guess I'm not the only one who scares the living daylights out of. Can we ask you, ask how you use this key? We couldn't find a keyhole anywhere in or around the door. Curse that infernal door! But if I had known its manner of opening long ago, I would have made my return. He has a point there. Maybe Jinxie knows something about how the whole thing works. See, there's a point where I don't know if, like, he's... Because we've dealt with, like, spirit mediums, you know, right? So I don't know if this is an act of him pretending to be said yokai, or, like, he's actually, like, Tenma Taro. I should question him about the blackmail letter, too. Let's see what he says when I show it to him. Why, this is that accursed blackmail letter that I sent to Damien. Apparently, somebody slipped into the alderman's pocket. He believes someone, probably the killer, stole it from Mayor Tenma's briefcase. You wouldn't have to know anything about that, would you? Ka. You have questions, do you? Very well, ask away, mortal. Who placed this in the alderman's pocket? Very few were they who knew the letter was in Damien's briefcase. So, whoever knew about the blackmail letter being in the mayor's briefcase is a potential suspect in its theft and placement in the alderman's pocket. Could have been his doing. Mr. Mayor, Mr. Taro, did you just remembered something? Indeed, I did. There was but one other who knew of that letter, Damien's aide, Florence and LaBelle. Full knowledge of that briefcase contents to that aide possess. Then he may be the blackmailer and murderer we're looking for. Joker looking, that's preposterous. He's the most trusted advisor who would never betray Damien. It seems like Mayor Tenma's a bit too trusting of those around him. Still, this is huge. Now we know who might have slipped that blackmail letter into the alderman's pocket. Look out, Florence LaBelle. Here comes justice. Let's go find Mr. LaBelle and rake him over the coals. Thanks for the help. You just given us a major lead. There's something that still bothers me. If Mr. LaBelle's the killer, what could have motivated him to open the forbidden chamber? We should probably search it for clues. Only one problem. How do you open a locked door that doesn't have a keyhole? Let's go talk to Jinxie. Maybe she can help. Alright, well, talk to you later, man. Hey, isn't that... You dare imprison me? Jinxie! She's acting really strange. That loathsome, no-good nine-tailed fox. You shall know the terror that is mine and despair. You shall pay, oh, you shall pay dearly. All of you. Jinxie, are you alright? Oh! Oh, is that you, Mr. Demon Lawyer? Morning, Jinxie. Morning? It's already past noon. And what am I doing here? Last I remember, I laid down to take a nap back at the manor. Oh no, it must have been the Makuragashi. Makuragashi? Gashi? Ever wake after a restless night's sleep to find your pillow in an unusual place? Or that you've been sleeping on the floor or in the hallway? Oh, it's that yokai's fault. The Makuragashi preys on people while they're asleep. It sounds like you just need to be tucked in really tight, or maybe a snug sleeping bag. Jinxie, how come you don't have any charms on your forehead? I don't? Oh, they must have fallen off. Without them, evil things can creep on into me. I'd say we had more than one adequate demonstration of that just now. I better reapply them. Jinxie, there's something we wanted to ask you. There was something I wanted to tell you too. I remembered something else. You did? What was it? Jinxie, can you tell us what you remembered? Well, after the trial, I remembered lots of stuff, but there was one thing I thought was really weird. I'm almost afraid to ask, but here goes. Really? What? It's about the yokai feathers and tracks. They weren't there when I first opened the door. Wait, what? Are you sure? Uh-huh. My memory is crystal clear now. So you're saying that they were left at the crime scene after you found it? This could spell major trouble, Apollo. Why? Because Jinxie's already accused of leaving the feathers and tracks at the scene. If they weren't there when she discovered the crime scene, it will totally fuel the claim that she would fabricate the evidence later on. Ah, frick. Jinxie's fuzzy memory of the whole incident is really working against us. The prosecution will probably say she doesn't remember planting the evidence. Good luck rebutting that. Oh man, this is not good. I sure hope she didn't plant the evidence while she was sleepwalking or something. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to know how to open the forbidden chamber, would you? That door doesn't even have a keyhole. Well, it's supposed to have a secret mechanism. They say you have to figure it out before the keyhole will appear. A secret mechanism? Really? Uh-huh. It's saying in the Fox Chamber, but only Alderman Kyobi knew what it was and how it worked. The Alderman of Ninetails Vale sure loved his secrets. Apollo, let's go see if we can find that secret mechanism. Whoa, slow down. There's something else I need to ask about. Jinxie, is there only one key to the forbidden chamber? Uh-huh. Even the mayor's master key won't open it. That's because it's a very special room that must never be opened. Guess that means nobody entered the forbidden chamber after the murder. After all, we know Mayor Tenma took the key from the killer and swallowed it, so... That's like the most whack- yeah, the dude swallowed the key. What the fudge? So the mayor's efforts to keep the killer out of the forbidden chamber were not in vain. Yeah, so... Is there anything I need to ask about before? Oh wait, where's my notes? Actually, ask Jinxie how to prevent. Okay, show Fox and Demon statue to Jinxie and show Black Metal letter to LaBelle. Okay. Ultimate Kyobi made that statue. It's a token of goodwill. I think it was meant to be for Ninetails Vale in Tenma Town. A token of goodwill, but the two yokai are fighting. Fighting? Oh, I see what you mean. The cup of portion is missing. The statue originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in celebration. But it sure doesn't look that way now, does it? Oh, so the cup's missing. Maybe it broke when it was used to hit Mayor Tenma on the head. That would explain it. I guess the only two people who knew what it really looked like were the Alderman and I. Now it's just me, but it's a symbol of goodwill will be forever etched into my mind. So, is there anything else we should know about Jinxie? No, that's about it. My bracelet, it's reacting. Jinxie, you wouldn't happen to be... In justice we trust! Yikes! Oh, a ghost! Detective Fulbright, what are you doing here? I have business with this young lady, if you must know. Prosecutor Blackwell has asked me to question her. Question me? Sorry, not interested. I'm here to ask about the whole yokai affair. That's right, specifically want to ask. But I can't tell you that now, can I? Oh, come on, please! We're partners in justice, right? No. Prosecutor Blackwell specifically told me my questions were of the utmost justice. I will not fall for your lies. In justice we trust. Twisted Samurai sure has him on a short leash. So you're not a ghost? Maybe some sort of urban troll then? Now come along, Miss Tenma. To the station with you. He took her away. Missed my chance to see what she was lying about. Well, at least we found out there's a secret mechanism for opening the chamber. Let's go check it out. And thank God Fulbright ain't gonna be there. Now we can actually look. I just hope they'll let us in now. Did you dye your hair? Dude? No, go back to the pale green hair. You look more like the Joker. Now I don't know what you look like now. Oh, what an absolutely fabulous scent. I'm so glad I had these carnations imported from England. Nothing but the finest will do. Perhaps I should place one aside for our dearly departed alderman. Hey, it's Mr. LaBelle. Apollo, it's asking about you-know-what. Oh yeah, before we search the Fox Chamber, we should ask about the blackmail letter. Why, if it isn't the mayor's little lawyers, what do you want with me? Oh, there's something you want to ask. Where's that ringing coming from? You'll have to excuse me. Hello, LaBelle here. What the? Those things on his shoulders are cell phones? Yes, about that. You must forgive me. This whole matter with Mayor Tenma has been a complete nightmare. Where do you buy clothes like that? Oh. Surprised? This is my own special design. It's the ultimate functional beauty. Functional beauty? Are you sure about that? Looks a bit unwieldy to me. Oh! Don't stop spraying your freaking cologne in my face, man! You simply don't have an eye for beauty. If having an eye for beauty means looking like this guy, I'd rather be blind. So what do you want with me? What is that? It's the blackmail letter, but it wasn't sent to Alderman Kyobi. It was sent to Mayor Tenma. And your point being, someone took the letter from the mayor's briefcase and then placed it in the alderman's pocket after he was murdered. Oh, you don't say. You wouldn't happen to be the one who made the switch, would you? After all, you're the only one who knew that the blackmail letter was sent to was in his briefcase. So naturally you... Oh! Perhaps that shot of cologne will make those scales fall off from your eyes. My eyes fall out from their sockets. It is possible that you would like to frame me as a potential suspect. What would make you raise such an outrageous allegations in the first place? Oh, well... My only crime is being born as beautiful as you can see here. In other words, you have nothing. Now, let me show you what to do with this garbage. You can't destroy evidence like that. What do you mean I can't? I just did. Feel a little lighter now? You've just won a one-way trip to the top of my most annoying people ever list, buddy. Ah, the Joker! Yo, the Joker got a new hair color. He ripped up the freaking... Oh, buddy, I'm gonna freaking, like, pour out that whole thing of cologne in your eyes. Let's see if you go blind. Well, Jinxie and Mr. Filch said they saw Tamataro. What about you, Mr. LaBelle? If you were in the foyer, why didn't you see... Oh! Very well, I admit it. That's right, I, Florence LaBelle, saw the demon Tamataro. So he did see something. Then why'd you lie about not seeing him? I was simply trying to protect dear little Jinxie. Protect Jinxie? What do you mean? Why, don't tell me you haven't heard of that strange little habit of hers. Which ones are we talking about? The one where she wanders around making mischief without knowing what she's doing. Rumor has it she's possessed by Tenmataro. That one's new to me. Well, there you have it. Anytime you hear about a Tenmataro sighting, little Jinxie should be your prime suspect. Tell us more about that rumor. So what was that rumor about Jinxie? They say she's possessed. Not all the time, of course. It hits suddenly, and she starts wandering around doing strange things. Is that so? Although, come to think of it... That loathsome, no-good nine-tailed fox. He shall know the terror that is mine in despair. That certainly would explain how she was acting earlier. When she even put on a Tenmataro costume and wandered around the woods at night. She did.
Beware you who sealed me away.
What the actual frick? I wish I never asked. Does she remember anything while she's possessed? Unfortunately, no, she doesn't seem to remember a thing during these episodes. Memory loss during possession. Come to think of it, her memory of the murder scene was quite fuzzy. Suppose that too was caused by her possession. Then maybe... So you do understand that whole yokai business was entirely of her own making. Now wait a minute. Although that yokai evidence wasn't there until after she discovered the crime scene, did she leave those black feathers and strange tracks there herself? Apollo, let's ask Mayor Tenma about Jinxie's episode the next time we talk with him. Oh, we're done with your silly questions now. I'm a very busy man, you know. I guess that's it for now. Hello, LaBelle speaking. Really? You wish to carry my new product at your store? Oh, but I'm afraid it's my own private brand. It's not available to the public. What? Then I shouldn't have advertised it on TV. But I don't understand. As the embodiment of beauty, it's my duty to announce my good looks to the world. Stop the bus. I'm getting off. Everyone wants my exclusive Jesus LaBelle brand product. It's the crown jewel of my collection, born from my long, relentless purest of beauty. But now that it's become so popular, it's been an absolute nightmare. You don't say. Well, they can't have it. It's just for me. It's not meant for you peasants. Peasants? This is my latest product. I'm calling Colère Me LaBelle. A dazzling haircut that you can wash out with just water. Guess that means you can't sweat. I have 7 colors in all. You can find more in my commercials and magazine ads. Yet it's not available to the public. Great sales strategy there, genius. Oh, that's why your hair blue now. Come to think of it, Mr. LaBelle, your hair color's changed since the last time we met. The little lady has quite the discerning eye. Here's a little sample. Consider it a gift from one who truly appreciates beauty. Oh, Apollo, what should I do? Better take it before you get a face full of cologne. Good point. Wow, thanks, Mr. LaBelle. Colère me label added to the court record. Huh. Okay, let's head over to the Fox Chamber. We still gotta find the secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Alright, frick you, man. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm gonna unlock this door. Possibly release another demon, if there is one. Okay, let's find that secret mechanism for opening the Forbidden Chamber. Oh, this is so exciting! I can't wait to see how it works. But do you really think the killer entered the Forbidden Chamber? We'll just have to open it to find out. We should also see if there's anywhere the killer could have hidden this room. Okay, let's get started. Aperture, Apollo, aperture. Aperture, wait, what? Oh, now I can examine. This is the only room I can examine. What the fudge? Still no keyhole, huh? Yeah, the door won't budge just like the spiky bangs of yours. Well, all it takes is some water, but I don't think that would work on the door. Oh, I know. I'll break it down with this body slam. Ahaha, I seriously doubt you could do that. How do you know if I haven't even tried? No, wait, don't. Oh. As much as you hate losing, Athena, I think the door would win this match. I feel like Athena would be one to like be competitive in sports. There's a carving of the nine-tailed fox over the door and statues of him on either side. The way those two statues are glaring, it's like they're guarding the door from us. Come to think of it, there are two foxes on the folding screen as well. It can't be a coincidence, can it? Hey, the statue moves! Don't get carried away now. I mean, who knows? It might trigger a trap. I can handle it. If a spirit comes true my way, I'll snatch it out of the air. After all, I have the reflexes of a regular karate kid. Guess if you can catch something that fast out of midair, you can accomplish anything. Still, this might be something to the fact that these foxes statues rotate. Maybe there's something around here that shows the position they should be in. I wonder. Two foxes standing back to back are depicted on this elegant folding screen. This has something to do with the keyhole. Wait a minute. Two foxes. There are two fox statues in front of the Forbidden Chamber as well. Maybe the keyhole will appear if we do something to this folding screen? But I don't see anything unusual about it. Well, it does have two foxes on it, and there are two fox statues in front of the door. And maybe there's a clue somewhere in this room. Let's turn the whole place upside down. She's as excited as a kid in a candy store. Carving of the nine-tailed fox over the door and statues of him on either side. The way those two statues are glaring at like they're guarding the door from us. Come to think of it, there are two foxes on the folding screen as well. Can't be a coincidence. Hey, this statue moves! Don't get carried away now. Okay, hold on. What else do I have to freaking look for, man? It's a cliff outside this window. Makes it pretty impossible to get out this way. When I heard things like that, it just makes me want to try. Never say never, right? I bet I could get out this way. No, wait. Do you have a death wish or something? It won't even open wide enough for me to squeeze through. Guess I lost that bet. My loss just saved your life. The statue originally depicted the two yokai holding up a cup in a gesture of goodwill. Maybe Alderman Kyobi was planning on soothing things over with Mayor Tenma, but he was the murderer instead. By somebody who inverted it. The mayor was only pursuing the Municipio murderer because he'd been blackmailed. Who knows? If this murder hadn't occurred, maybe they could have come up with a solution. Maybe the killer hid something under this table. That would be a terrible hiding place. The alternate's body would have been right above. Maybe you're right. Guess the underside is a bit... Wait, there's something under the table. Let's check it out. I swear if it's the cup. Oh my god, it's the cup. Hey look, there's something down here. It looks like a piece of something. Only question is, a piece of what? Oh, I know. It might be a piece of the statue. Remember what Jinxie said? The statue originally depicted two yokai holding up a cup. It was a symbol of goodwill. So this piece broke off and rolled under the table. Heck yeah. Okay, now we can open up this door. Well, I can't think of anywhere else to look. You find anything, Apollo? We'll never find the keyhole to the forbidden chamber at this rate. There's something about that folding screen. You know how those fox statues in front of the forbidden chamber move? That screen might be a clue as to how we're supposed to position them or something. Hey, I bet you're right. Let's go over to that screen with a fine-toothed comb. One closer inspection. I think there's more to the screen that meets the eye. Let's check every last inch of it. I can rotate the folding screen with the arrow keys, and if I find anything interesting, I can press space and inspect it further. You can also zoom in and out with B and M to get a better look. Let's check every last inch of it. Hey, doesn't it look like the picture here has been cut off on both sides? Now that you mention it, looks like there's supposed to be doors on both ends, but they're cut in half. Maybe those doors symbolize the Forbidden Chamber door. Yeah, definitely feels like something sufficient, but the question is what? Oh, wait a minute. It's a picture of a key. That shape looks awfully familiar. Oh, I know. It's shaped like the Forbidden Chamber's key. We're definitely getting warmer. Okay, let's take an even closer look. What's this? Looks like a keyhole or something. You think it could be the keyhole to the Forbidden Chamber? Wait, what about the key drawn on the end of the screen? You think the two are related? A key and a keyhole? Oh, I just got an idea! If we fold the screen up just right, the key and keyhole should overlap. Hey, I think you're right. Let's give it a try. Look, a door! Yeah, and it's open too. The two foxes are now facing each other, so... Hey, what if we made those foxes statues face each other? Apollo! Let's go check out the two statues! Okay, help me move the two statues so they face each other, just like on the screen. Look! A lock appeared. Now we can use that key. Okay, here goes nothing. It worked! Time to see why this chamber is so forbidden. What secrets could it hold, I wonder? These doors need some serious oil. That was like nails on a chalkboard. Alright, forgot about those super good ears of yours. Look, more feathers. Hold the phone. Oh! Hey, man! What the heck is that? is that Tenmataro statue, but there's something odd about it. All I know is that I don't like it. I can't explain why. You okay, Athena? You look kind of pale. You're not scared, are you? What, of this thing? Don't make me laugh. Really? Hey, look. What is it? Over there on the left, there's a bunch of staves on that rack. Well, they kind of look like the staff we saw earlier. You mean the one Jinxie said she saw Tenmataro carrying? Yeah, I bet our Tenmataro impersonator really did come in here at some point. Someone left their freaking hair product in here. I freaking wonder. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's search the place. What the frick? A stone lantern. Like those Japanese garden lamps? Where's the switch? Lamps are like these are lit by fire, not electricity, so there's no switch. Oh, here it is. What? It was hidden out of sight. I see Temataro's cell has been outfitted with all the enemies of yokai could want. Bruh. Oh look, there's an air vent here too. I guess even forbidden chambers need proper ventilation. The hair coloring on the floor, yeah. But I don't think anyone could reach this one either. Yeah, and there's nothing to stand on around here. I wonder where this vent leads. Well, the Fox Chambers vent didn't branch this way, so maybe it doesn't have anything to do with this case after all. Oh, that's one big statue. Must be something like 15 feet tall. And look, this Tenmataro has a staff. But the Tenmataro in the scroll didn't have one. I wonder why. I feel like this could be significant, but why? Let's take a closer look. First go around this table here. Apollo, are you sure that's a good idea? Hey, it looks like there's some sort of compartment in the base of the statue. Oh, there is. Don't open it! Who knows what might be in there? It's just a big empty compartment. From all the dust and cobwebs. I'd say it hasn't been opened in a really long time. That's enough, Apollo. Let's shut it in. Wait, there is something in here. What the actual frick is that? Looks like some sort of figure, but it's so dusty I can't tell what it's supposed to be. I wonder what it's doing here. Forbidden chamber figure. A figure that had left inside the Tenmataro statue. A thick layer of dust and dirt suggests it's been here for some time. Coloring on the floor and staff is missing. Yeah. That's broken off. I don't know why. Looks like an old scroll, and there's something drawn on it. Unless I'm mistaken, it looks like an old guy. Some sort of monk, maybe? A monk? What are you talking about? You know, people that take walks in the mountains as a form of spiritual training. Wouldn't that just be a hiker? The guy in this picture doesn't look like he's doing this for fun, Athena. Oh, look, there's some yellow thing strapped to his back. Whoa, it's turned into Tenmataro. What's this scroll getting at? Is this how Tenmataro was born? Well, whatever it is, it's definitely creepy. Hey, there's a bunch of staves here, and it looks like one's missing. The Tenmataro Jinxie saw must have taken it. I have to agree, these look like the ones Detective Fulbright showed us. But why do you think there are so many here? Maybe they're spares. Tenmataro might be, you know, absent-minded or something. But the fact that he has a spare staves handy, well, It shows that he's aware of his faults and is trying to deal with them. Or at least that's my take on it. Maybe this will remind her to deal with her own faults. But I won't hold my breath. Black feathers. They look exactly like the ones in the fox chamber. They look more brown. That means the killer must have been here at some point. The question is, why? Maybe the Tamataro costume was hidden in here. I mean, if someone carried it through the manor, it would have stuck out like a sore thumb. But when did the killer get in here? The mayor snatched the forbidden chamber key when the killer hit him with the head on the head. That means the killer could have only gotten here before the murder. Wow, this is one tough riddle, all right. What's this? Whatever it is, the packaging is really gaudy. And the fact that there's no dust on it means it hasn't been here for very long. Oh, it's hand cream. Let's see what brand it is. It just says LaBelle. LaBelle? What the? But then, wouldn't that mean Mr. LaBelle was here? I guess so, but why? Well, whoever was dressed up like Tamataro must have taken a staff from here in the Forbidden Chamber. And that same person probably dropped this hand cream at that time. In other words, the Tamataro impersonator we're looking for is none other than Florent LaBelle. This might be a big break for us in court tomorrow. And all we have to do is get to the truth out of Mayor Tenma. Guess that's about wraps it up. What now? We should probably talk to some of the witnesses again. You mean like Mr. Filch and Jinxie? Yeah, I really want to ask Mr. Filch about the village superstitions in Tamataro. I've already searched here. No, I want to look at the scroll. Freak you, no. I want info on the scroll. Why is there some... Okay. So I guess some guy used a freaking special rock, put his soul into it or something, and then, oh yeah, I'm a demon now. I don't know the lore of Tamataro. They say he doesn't have a staff, but look here, he has freaking staffs. He has a stick. To the foyer. Talk to the Tanuki. It's the curse of Tamataro! Can you stop? You outsiders are ignoring the superstitions. Oh my god, no! Frick you! You took her freaking... You took Widget! Oi, give me back my freaking necklace. You outsiders are ignoring them superstitions at their peril. Mind your own business, will ya? What's all this about? A curse? Tamataro's gonna curse us all unless you stop sticking your nose where it don't belong. Stop the investigation, listen to what them superstitions say. Right, how about obeying the law before you go obeying the superstitions? Huh? Hey, what are you doing with Widget around your neck? He's mine. You know better than to go around stealing people's stuff like that. The same goes for my bracelet. Sorry, I promise I won't do it again. He almost kidnapped my sweet little Widget. The big jerk. I'm sorry. Guess you can't teach an old raccoon dog new tricks. As long as we have him here, I guess we should ask him about what happened. I can't believe you did that! It's one thing to steal a pair of shoes, but to steal Widget? Grr. Yipes! Mercy! I can't seem to control myself. It's that thieving blood running in my veins. Thieving blood? What's that supposed to mean? Glad you asked. The infamous bandit Asukai Kozo was my grandpappy. Take a gander at this. What exactly am I looking at? Looks like another one of those yokai to me. It's none other than the Asukai Kozo, robbed from the rich to give to the poor, he did. Oh my god, I know what that statue is we have now. And he'd leave one of these figures at the scene of the crime. What's more is his grandson. I'm his grandson because he was my grandpappy. Wow, you don't say. Thieves' honor is the best. It's the honest truth. Ah, the sloshing sound of Azukai beans scraping together in the dead of night. It's the magical sound of dirty money getting washed clean for giving out to the poor. A Mazukai Kozo, washer of money, giver outer of wealth reborn. What? The statue and the guy in the scroll looks a lot like Filch. Yeah, it does. Forget the money. You should be washing yourself of this nasty habit. Wait a second. This figure looks familiar. Yes, it looks just like that old dusty figure we found in the Forbidden Chamber. So this guy's been in there for how long? Hey! What are you doing with that there figure? Oh, this. We found it in the Forbidden Chamber. Looks like it's been there since practically forever. Could be my grandpappy broke in the Forbidden Chamber way back. Hey, that reminds me. He once told me there's treasure in their chamber. Treasure? What do you know about the treasure in the Forbidden Chamber? Heh, only that's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. There's something amazing in there. Didn't see anything like that, though. Your grandfather didn't by chance already steal it, did he? Seeing how there was only one of his figures in there, that sure might be it. That just might be. That's Grandpappy for you. Bet he washed that treasure up real good before he handed it out to the poor. Oh, of course. Because he was so righteous. In court you mentioned seeing Temataro near the scene of the crime. Sorry I didn't come clean right away, but them superstitions got the better of me. The people of Ninetales Vale sure seem to like superstitions. Seems like a superstitious bunch. I'm not surprised you wouldn't want to talk about seeing Temataro. Darn right, them superstitions scare me out of my wits, I tell you! That's why I'm gonna do exactly what they say from now on. So you plan on staying here in the Ninetales Vale? Yep, I'm gonna keep living right here and keeping the old ways, just like Grandpappy did. Them superstitions are like a rule book to me. Wait, so you're saying you actually believe in those old wives' tales? Ain't you been listening to a word I said? You're going to do exactly what them superstitions say, while I say that's baloney. Why you pull out like, oh yeah, I figured this out. Oh wait, hold on. It has to be the list of the village superstitions.
Take that!
It's clearly written right here. Ignoring these superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. So according to this, you shouldn't even be here, let alone talking with us. You said you planned on staying right here in Ninetales Vale, but if you really believed in the superstitions, you would have been long gone by now. I know you've been lying to me. Time to come clean, Mr. Filch. Yipes! Alright, man. Let's go. You were lying about believing in the superstitions, weren't you? Sorry, but I didn't have no choice. So what was the real reason why you couldn't talk to us about seeing Temataro? It's all that pretty boy's fault, Mr. LaBelle, if you know what I mean. He told me not to say a word about seeing Temataro. Said if I did, he'd do it to me, what them superstitions said would happen. So it was Mr. LaBelle who muzzled you. Why would Mr. LaBelle want to scare you into silence? Mr. LaBelle was trying to protect that little maid gal. It was on account of that rumor, the one about her being possessed. That rumor again. I guess we really do have to talk to Mayor Tenma about the possession rumor. Ouch! Hey, watch it! Village superstition stolen by Phineas Filch. I'll be taking this back now. Kinda like family to me. You could have just asked instead of stealing it. Is that all we want? Well, all we wanted to ask Mr. Filch? Yeah, I think that was it. Let's go see Mr. Tenma Taro one more time. Just thinking about dealing with that yokai again makes me want to say pass. Alright then, I guess... Oh no, I did not mean to go here. Hi, Trucy. Bye, Trucy. Lord Tenma, your attorneys are here to see you. Your malevolence. Oh, he has the thing on his forehead now. Why are you speaking like that? Oh, Mayor Tenma, you've returned. Yes, well, Jinxie came by earlier to apply a new charm to my head. It seems to be suppressing the demon within me. That's a relief. Maybe we'll actually get somewhere this time. So what can I do for you today? I'd like to ask you about the rumor that Jinxie is possessed. She allegedly left the yokai evidence at the scene while under a demon's power. At least that's what the prosecution is going to claim at tomorrow's trial. Huh? Oh! Ka, no matches this warding charm for me! The charm! Tamataro's back! Those foolish mortals, they shall regret blaming that child for my doings! I blew it. That question brought that yokai back. You probably won't drop the act until Jinxie's name is cleared either. We'd like to ask you about something your aide Florence Labelle mentioned. Did you know Jinxie is rumored to be possessed? I know not what you speak. You're not trying to protect Jinxie, are you? I, Tenmatara, demon lord of the yokai, protect a mere mortal. Ka, no affections do I possess to your race, humans. Please, we already proved that there was a third party disguised as a yokai at the scene. But if you deny that tomorrow, we'll never be able to clear Mayor Tenma's name. I have already told you I know not of what you speak. I don't think we'll get anything more out of him. It's all over unless we can somehow prove that Jinxie didn't plant that yokai evidence. Hey, Apollo, I think I've got this one. I think I can prove that she didn't do it. Really? Sure. I should be able to use psychology to explain that whole possession thing. Knock yourself out then. Oh, Athena's really something. I can really count on her when it counts. Mayor Tenma, Jinxie isn't possessed. I believe her so-called possession episodes are a form of somnambulism. Wait, bulsum? Somnambulism? You mean sleepwalking? Yes, I believe she is exhibiting a rare form of the disorder. It's usually brought by repressed stress. Mr. Mayor, did her symptoms start soon after she began her job in Ninetails Vale? When the child visited last, she did speak of dreading yokai and how they robbed her sleep each night. I knew it! Her lack of sleep is causing her to enter an unconscious state. And that means she can't be trying to protect you, at least not at a conscious level. So then the Temataro spot at the manor wasn't Jinxie. Sleepwalking, eh? That would indeed explain the matter. Look, Temataro's spirit! It's left the mayor's body. Can you tell us the truth now, Miss Mayor Tenma? Very well. It's the least I could do for a superb exorcist such as you. Mayor Tenma, you didn't leave those feathers and tracks at the scene, did you? I did not. Neither I nor Jinxie have anything to do with that. That was the killer's doing, no doubt. I knew it! I suspect Florence is behind all this. But why? Did he really want Ninetales veiled that badly? Can you think of any reason why? Looking back, he did seem fixated on Tamatara for a spell. Could it be? Perhaps he was attempting to release Tamataro. That's crazy! Are you saying that yokai is real? Whatever the case, Tamataro brings nothing but pain and misfortune. As the superstitions warn, you must not gaze upon him nor free him from his prison. But how can people actually believe that? At least we know who's behind this whole Tamataro thing now. Yeah, and I think we need to have another nice long chat with Mr. LaBelle. Your dinner is ready, your malevolence. An offering to the Demon King. You may place it right there. The kitchen crew poured their heart and soul into making it. Did they now? Souls happen to be a favorite of mine. Just hold the hearts next time. Ka-ka! Yes, your malevolence. I'll remember that. How long is he planning to keep up this yokai charade? Well, we've already talked to Mr. Filch and Mayor Tenma, so... why don't we go see Florent LaBelle next, now that we know the truth? He won't be able to claim that the Tenmataro is Jinxie or the mayor anymore. But the real question is, how are we going to get him to admit it was him? Okay, now let's practice that again, Flitchy. From the top. Mr. LaBelle was in the fort at the time of the crime. And when we, heard a scream, heck, what was the next part again? Yarr! Oh, you have the memory of capacity of a flea. This is the 13th time, you know. Now 100 times more and we're done. What on earth are they practicing? I ain't cut out for this. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, beg your pardon, Mr. LaBelle, sir. It's just all this practice. Yipes! Unbelievable, what if you had sold my outfit with those grubby paws of yours? Did Filch filch LaBelle's wallet just now? Oh, heck yeah. Let's freaking go. Took his wallet. So, what do you think they're up to this time, Apollo? Oh, it's you two. Eavesdropping, are we? You peasants are so tacky. What do you want with me? A confession to begin the Tenmataro imposter would be nice right about now. Mr. Filch filled me in on the conversation you two had about how you told him not to say a word about seeing Tenmataro. Filchy, you fool! Oh! I told you nothing good would come of you running your mouth! So why did you want to keep Mr. Filch quiet like that, Mr. LaBelle? Aha! Why, to protect darling little Jinxie, of course! But Jinxie was never really possessed. She was sleepwalking. Being asleep at the time, she couldn't even consciously been consciously trying to protect the mayor. That also means she couldn't have possibly been Tenmataro. Interesting. But where are you going with this? Since you ask so politely, I believe you have a different reason for trying to keep Mr. Filch quiet. That reason would be deflect doubts away from the one who is really Tenmataro. Now this is getting interesting. Are you insinuating that I'm Tenmataro? So sorry to disappoint, but nothing of the sort. That's right, Mr. LaBelle even told me Temataro's a jinx. So, oh. I said Tamataro was Jinxie, you fool. Honestly, you have the memory capacity of a flea. Practice it 100 more times. Yipes. So, have you been calling to testify tomorrow? Have you been called to testify tomorrow? Yes, and I'm so looking forward to my courtroom debut. But you'll just have to wait until then. I'll be waiting with a special piece of evidence I've been saving just for you. Filchy, wake up, you lazy bones! Huh? What? Was I sleeping? Must have been that sweet cologne of yours, Mr. LaBelle. Made me right sleepy, it did. Sleepy? Well, it's time for your lesson on what to do and say tomorrow. Oh, I'm begging, not another lesson. I ain't cut out for this thinking and remembering stuff. Right up the schnozzle. Keep quiet and do exactly as I say. No, please! Anything but another lesson! There they go. I almost feel bad for him, but also, good on him for stealing his wallet. Heck yeah. Missed our chance to get the truth out of him. Yeah, but we'll get the proof we need in court tomorrow one way or another. All that's left now is that lie Jinxie told. We better go clear that up before tomorrow. You think they're done questioning Jinxie? Maybe. Let's see if she's over on Yokai Lane shopping for more charms. A cursed nine-tailed fox, the time zone, the score is nigh. My grudge has but festered over time, at last vengeance will be mine. She must be possessed, or sleepwalking again. Maybe if I speak softly, I won't startle her and get her charm plastered on my forehead. Jinxie? Huh? Oh, hello, Mr. Demon Lawyer. My charms must have fallen off again. Guess I can avoid a charm slap by toning down my cords of steel. Are they done questioning you, Jinxie? Uh-huh. And on the way back, I stopped here to buy a new charm that was just released. Yeah, which one? Oh, the one with the nine-tailed fox and Tamataro. It shows them dancing together. Really? Two rare rivals dancing together? Uh-huh. It's a charm for rebuilding burnt bridges. Oh, right. For the marsupial merger issue. No, it's for the demon lawyer and the insomniac prosecutor. It'll stop you two from fighting like you did in the court this morning. No, I don't think so. I think I might die from Black Quill. He might murder me tomorrow. I don't freaking know. Thank you, Light, for the cookies. Welcome to the stream. We weren't fighting, it was just a spirited debate. It's what we lawyers... No fighting. Charm slapped again. Apollo, if you're done playing around, let's find out what she was lying about. Oh, heck yeah. If I can't use my freaking bracelet in court, then fine. That's... Stream. Jinxie, it seems that you're starting to remember things. You already said the feathers and tracks weren't there when you discovered the crime. Have you remembered everything else that seems important? Anything else that seems important? Like what? Tell us what you saw that day. Maybe you'll remember something else this time. Oh. When I opened the door, Papa and Alderman Kyobi were collapsed in the Fox chamber. That's when Papa told me to call an ambulance and the police. That's all he said before he passed out in the chair. I knew it. She's holding something back. Alright, what the heck is it? Wait.
Gotcha!
Oh. Don't shout like that. You nearly scared the wits out of me. Don't stare at me like that either. It's creepy. Guess that wasn't right. Huh. Hold on. Okay, gonna look at the face. It's just this. Anything else? Okay, well, the hands here. I think it's like before he passed down the chair. Hold on. This is weird how her fingers just stop.
Gotcha!
It has to be that. What? Hold on. Wait. No, it's her hand. Okay, I think I have to like... Okay, I know what to do.
Gotcha!
Yeah, there we go. Okay. You were very nervous when you said that's all he said, weren't you? I know because I saw your fingers move as if you were going to slap someone with a charm. Huh? Listen to me, Jinxie. This is very important. Did Mayor Tenma say anything else to you? It was nothing. He was just talking in his sleep. Talking in his sleep? So you admit that he did say something else? How could you tell? Only a demon could have such powers! Like I said, he was just talking in his sleep. I mean, why else would Papa say something like that? Could you be a little more specific? Before he fainted, he said, "Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed Alderman Kyobi." He said what? The mayor actually confessed to the crime? But he didn't mean it. He couldn't possibly have known what he was saying. He was probably possessed, or maybe he was in the middle of a nightmare. A nightmare? No, this is a nightmare. This is one statement I wished I'd never heard. What in the world are we going to do now? Return to the basics. That's right. Always believe in your client, no matter what happens. That is a lawyer's greatest and most trusted weapon. Right. Just believe in my client. Even if all I can see ahead is darkness and despair. Jinxie, does Prosecutor Blackwell know about your father's confession? I didn't mention it when he was questioning me. I mean, there's no other way. Papa's the killer. Why would the mayor confess like that? Could he really have been dreaming or simply delirious? Who knows? I'm sure I feel like I'm living in a nightmare right now. Apollo, what are we going to do about tomorrow's trial? The crime scene was locked tight until Jinxie arrived, and our clients even confessed. Not only that, Jinxie's been accused of planting the yokai evidence. Both the mayor and Jinxie are going to prison if we don't do something. I know. Let's see here. Our lack of third party in the locked room is a major problem. Jinxie has testified that when she first opened the door, Alderman Kyobi and Mayor Tenma were only people she saw in the Fox Chamber. But the real killer must have been hiding there as well. Considering the room was locked tight, that's the only logical explanation. A mystery person must have fled the Fox Chamber when it was opened. And that's when Jinxie saw what she thought was Tenma Taro. But Papa and the Alderman were the only ones there. I didn't see anyone else. What's going on here? The bell's extremely pale, but he's far from transparent. So just how did he hide himself at the scene of the crime? Whatever it takes in court tomorrow, Apollo. We have to take down that dirty, rotten Tenma Taro, Florence LaBelle. Right. We'll get him with a legal exorcism, justice style. Heck yeah. Day 2, court is now in session. All rise. Court is back in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice Defense Team Leader is ready, Your Honor. Athena Sykes, Assistant Defender, is ready too, Your Honor. Jesus Pray. As chippery as ever I see, and in French no less, and the prosecution. Back in his chains. Very well then. By the way, I asked the I'm sorry. The way he's looking at them. Very well then. By the way, I asked Detective Fulbright to provide sturdier shackles today. There will be no more of your funny business this time, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your opening statements, if you would. I believe it's standard procedure for the prosecution to handle it. Looks like the judge is really bringing it today. You probably realized how Blackwell played him. That was one mean game, as Simon says. Yeah, His Honor has to fight to defend his honor today. Your baldness. It's plain to see that you've always dreamed of delivering an epic opening statement. I have. I don't know if I'd say that. Why, of course you have. I saw in your eyes the last time you gave the opening statement. That was the look of one who yearns deeply for the thrill of an epic opening statement. For decades now, you have been watching opening statements from your bench. They were the crown jewels of the court. The one thing you could not possess. The crown jewels of the court. Now at long last they are within your grasp. How could you possibly refuse? Oh, so you don't mind if I do it then? I'll make a special exception, just this once. Here we go again. Yeah, not surprised. Yep, more of Blackwell's mind games. Well, in that case, I think I might go ahead and make the opening statement myself. In yesterday's session, we learned that the shocking truth that the victim, Alderman Rex Kyobi, was the Amazing Nine Tails. We also learned that the Amazing Nine Tails was a key figure in the yokai craze and anti-merger protest. It was further revealed that upon learning Rex Kyobi's secret identity, Mayor Damien Tenma murdered him. The fact that the crime took place in a tightly locked room was also brought to light. The only people in that tightly locked room were the defendant and victim. The defense proposed the existence of a hypothetical third party. The further investigation revealed no proof of a third party who had escaped the room. Ergo, we must conclude that the evidence against the defendant is, well, conclusive. Did I say something wrong? That was quite astonishing. You truly have toned yourself this time. Outdone, eh? One more thing to boast about to my grandchild. Well, this was not an unexpected turn of events. Now then, seems the prosecution has called a new witness to testify. The inexplicable yokai evidence left at the scene of the crime. Well, does that not demand some sort of explanation? The feathers and tracks weren't those left up by the mayor while he was possessed. It was but an act to protect his daughter. Oh, yes, of course. I suspected as much. Wait, did he actually believe the mayor's award-winning performance? His daughter was the one who planted the yokai evidence. Ergo, the true identity of the yokai in the manor was the manor's maid, Jinxie Tenma.
Objection!
The prosecution is engaging in mere conjecture. Would you care for some witness testimony then? For I'm ready to prove that little scamp in the one behind the Tenma Taro farce. Witness testimony? I bet he means Filch and that creep LaBelle. Very well then. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Mr. Filch, you made quite the hasty exit yesterday. See that it doesn't happen again today. Been known for my hasty retreats since I was a kid. Bit of a trademark of mine. Indeed, you managed to give a total of 5 bailiffs the slip. Like those amateurs could ever nab me. Yipes! Perhaps we should shackle you by the neck. That would keep you in place. Yipes! No, please! I'm liable to rip my own head off if I start running. Your statement. Now. Yes, sir, Mr. Blackhead, sir. He may be a hasty retreat, but there's no escaping Prosecutor Blackquill. Yeah, Blackquill doesn't strike me as the give-up-easy type. Now then, Mr. Filch, your testimony, please. Specifically the true nature of the yokai you saw in the manor shortly after the crime. Tematara really that little maid gal, ain't no doubt about it. I mean, the Tematara I saw was just a little thing about her size, but a little runt, oh my god, the little runt had a big old staff. I seen when she came into the foyer. Betcha she stole it from the forbidden chamber after stumbling upon the crime scene. She was gonna use it to wallop me on account of my fierce reputation. I just know it. Okay. So Tematara was short in stature. And that's because it was Miss Jinxie Tema all along. You betcha, besides all the rest of the manor were all way taller than her. Vain heights is not an easy thing. But a bit ox like the defendant could never pass for short. What if the Tematara impersonator was walking on their knees? Weren't no knee walking, I seen myself. And perhaps the yokai really was Miss Tenma after all. All monsters are naught but tricks. Either the minds or the cheap parlor variety. So you're saying she create an illusion like one of those magical eye things? Precisely. Human senses are easily deceived. Take the fellow in the cell next to me. Each night he cries and screams about some ghost he thinks sees me. But in truth, it was simply the janitor. Prosecutor Blackquill just gave up the ghost, literally. The janitor's deathly complexion, all Wright's tire, no doubt particularly to blame. That and the fact he constantly mutters about taking vengeance for this or that. That actually sounds like a real ghost to me. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Janitor ghost, the one that haunts the freaking cells. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Okay.
Hold it!
Mr. Filch, you and Mr. LaBelle mentioned something about our practice yesterday. Do you deny the so-called lesson was about what you were supposed to say in court? No, you got it all wrong. And could you tell the court exactly what sort of lesson it was? Oh, it was, what was it again? Yipes, and now I remember! Math, you know, numbers and stuff. It's completely under Blackquill's control, too. And with that Tematara was that little maid's gal, so what's the difference? I mean, the Tematara I saw was just a little thing, about her size.
Hold it!
Take it you got a good look at how tall the Tematara impersonator was. You betcha, I got a habit of sizing people up. I can even give you a primer on how to pull it off. All under the table, Natch. I got a knack for figuring out where people's pockets are and how much money they have. I size them real good before I believe them their valuables. He just admitted me a pickpocket right here in court. There's a witness hold that this Tematara entered the foyer. Darn right, dude.
Hold it!
Well, you're not going to brush y'all off by claiming the prep was short. Must have hit a raw nerve, cause you ain't that tall yourself. Look who's talking, Mr. I've got to stand out of a box just to testify. Anyway, Mr. Filch, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you say the Tematara you saw had a staff? Cross my heart, hope to die. No, cause it went jingle in a jangle. And where do you suppose that staff came from? The staff, you say? Well, but she stole it from the Forbidden Chamber after stumbling on this crime scene. No. No. The key that the mayor took from the killer and swallowed there's only one of its kind.
Objection!
Yeah. I've seen that Tamataro was in fact not this innocent little girl. Huh? How'd you figure that? You claim that Tamataro saw have one of the staves from the Forbidden Chamber, but it would have been impossible for Miss Tema to get a hold of one. Care to elaborate, Mr. Justice? The mayor swallowed this key shortly after the murder. He wanted to keep the killer out of the Forbidden Chamber. What's this? This key was deep in the mayor's stomach when Miss Tenma discovered the crime scene, so you see it would have been impossible for her to get into the Forbidden Chamber. In short, the Temataro seen holding that staff could not have been Jixi Tenma. What? But then who does the defense believe was impersonating Tenmataro? Our Temataro impersonator is none other than Mayor Tenma's aide.
Objection!
Such an accusation begs evidence. Aside from his ghastly appearance, can you prove he is the yokai we seek? Yes, in fact, I can. Very well, let's see where the defense is going with this. Mr. Justice, please show us proof as to the true identity of the Temataro impersonator.
Take that!
We found this hand cream in the Forbidden Chamber, and we know that whoever was Temataro took one of the staves out there. In short, I believe whoever this hand cream belongs to is the yokai impersonator we're looking for. But Mr. Justice, how do you propose to identify the hand cream's owner? I'm glad you asked, Your Honor. Defense requests a fingerprint analysis on this piece of evidence. It might tell us who it belongs to. Interesting. So you expect to find the yokai's prints there. Very well. Hereby call a short recess while we wait for the fingerprints results. No need for that, Your Baldness. We have the prints of everyone at the manor that day. You caught Prosecutor Blackquill? Could anyone be more whipped? Wait, what? Wait, what? Huh? Fulbright, now analyze this prints. You have 3 minutes. Your wish is my command. Very well then. I guess we'll just wait right here. It would seem the fingerprint analysis is complete. What do the results show? What in the world? They're Florent LaBelle's prints, aren't they? This is absurd! Prosecutor Blackquill? I'm not going to like this, am I? Is he gonna break out of his shackles? Don't tell me they're Temataro's prints! Fingerprints analysis have revealed that the prints belong to... Phineas Filch.
Objection!
Wait, what? What? Wait, what? Wait! Then Mr. LaBelle wasn't the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber.
Objection!
Why, you tricksy little tanuki! Explain yourself now! Sure, then prints are mine. I mean, I did pill for that hand cream from Mr. LaBelle after all. So you're the one who entered the Forbidden Chamber. So what if I did? Got a problem with it? Yikes! You fool of a tanuki! Or Order! Order! Mr. Justice, care to explain what this could mean? Excellent question. The fact that Mr. Filch is in the Forbidden Chamber... Wait a second. Does this mean the Tenmataro holding that staff was... Phineas Filch? Yipes! Another cat out of the bag! Mr. Filch is Tenmataro! I don't understand. Does this mean Mr. Filch is the real killer? The witness will explain himself this instant. Beg your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. What the frick you mean? Oh. Oh, wait. I know, but hold on. I'll be right back real quick. Oh, the Joker sent him up. No, do you remember when, like, they had that little stage show, like, that surprise thing? Maybe he was Tenmataro. Maybe he did play as Tenmataro, at least at some point. And maybe he probably did help out with this whole freaking scheme thing, too. Because he mentioned the alderman's here, so he must have played as the fake Tenmataro earlier that morning. Or something like that, I don't know. Beg your pardon, your honorship, but I was just doing what the alderman told me. He wanted me to be Tenmataro in the village exorcism ritual. Oh, you mean that event at the Nine-Tailed Spell Festival? So that was you inside the Tenmataro costume. How could you fit? Yep, and after the event, I went to watch that pro wrestling program. And it bored me to tears on account of the wrestlers being complete jobbers. So he didn't actually watch the entire wrestling match. That's when I looked at the Tenmataro costume and got a great idea. No one can tell it's me while I'm wearing it. Because of them superstitions, no matter what I do, the villagers won't say a word. In other words, you use the superstitions to effectively render yourself invisible. Bro. Why'd you want to enter the Forbidden Chamber in the first place? Because of the treasure there. Thought that was my big chance to sneak up in and nab it. Treasure? Oh, yeah, because that statue's there, too. Only that is the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. He went in not knowing his grandfather had already pilfered it. Guess that's one tale that didn't get passed down from grandpappy to grandson. Wait, how exactly did you get into the Forbidden Chamber? There was a meeting in the Fox Chamber that day. He vented! Plus the mayor swallowed the key, the only key that could open the Forbidden Chamber's door. He couldn't have possibly gone in. I could go through the air vent in the foyer. Vents left of the alderman's picture. Went in on in and made a nice little hole. And it made a nice little hole. Oh my god, I was literally thinking about that. I was thinking like, oh, is that the vent we're talking about? Like, no. This goes to the freaking channeling chamber, bro. Bro. I used that to get into the air duct that leads to the forbidden chamber, I did. You what? But how's that even possible? Wait a sec. Remember that air vent in the forbidden chamber? So Mr. Filch found a way to get into that air duct. And that's how he got from the foyer vent to the forbidden chamber vent. So Tenmataro is nothing more than a cat burglar, or rather a tanuki burglar. And we're back to being without anyone to charge for the Alderman's murder. Looks like our so-called yokai is nothing more than one big troublemaker. Tell me, Mr. Filch, what did you do after fleeing to the foyer? I got out of that costume right quick. Well, it just caused trouble at that point. And where's that costume now? Heck if I know. It ain't my fault if you'd never find it. The police searched every nook and cranny. No yokai costume was left in that manor. What if it was tossed outside the manor? No way! But maybe, just oh my god, someone chucked the stinking thing. And that's when the photographer took... I am this face. I am this mood. Same, Apollo, same. The fence seems to have hit upon an idea. Well, go on, Mr. Justice. Okay, here's what I think. Mr. Filch, did you get rid of the costume here? What do you mean here? Oh my god, you chucked that thing out the window.
Take that!
You tossed it out the window because that would certainly explain why it didn't turn up inside the manor. If you think I tossed it out the window, that costume cost me a pretty penny. So why would I do something like that? I can think of a few reasons. Any bright ideas, Apollo? Well, assuming the costume really was tossed out from the window, then the next question would be, what happened to it after that? And if I'm right, I might have just have thing to prove what happened to the costume. Phineas Filch, I have just the evidence for you. You do? This evidence proves you got rid of your Tenmataro costume through the window. Where's the paper? Oh my god.
Take that!
Ah, that's Tenmataro flying through the sky. It just has to prove Mr. Filch threw his costume out the window. It's quite simple. That's not Tenmataro in the photo, it's the costume Mr. Filch threw out. Oh, that's crazy talk. You ain't serious, are ya? There's a steep cliff right outside the foyer window, meaning the manor is pretty high up. The costume flew through the air after it was tossed out. That's when the photo was taken. In other words, the photo of Tenmataro really was a flight of fancy. What? Yikes! Black Quill's still having a heart attack over there. Oh my, so there really never was a yokai. Aw, I can't keep any of them cats bagged. Can I still file a claim for the lost costume? This more than proves his defense's position. Jixie Tenma had nothing to do with staging the yokai sighting. Care to raise any objections, Prosecutor Blackquill? None whatsoever. I'll deal with that tricksy Tanuki after I've dealt with this case. We did it! Good going! Now all we have to do is make Florent LaBelle take the stand.
Objection!
Sheathing the sword is a bit early, are we not? Huh? Nothing has been proven beyond a doubt. Take this tricksy little Tanuki, for instance. How do you suppose he was able to exit the Forbidden Chamber? Probably the same way he got in, through the chamber's air vent. And one of the feathers and tracks at the scene of the crime. It would suggest that the Tanuki exited through the chamber door, not the air vent.
Objection!
But the Forbidden Chamber doesn't open from the inside, so what you're saying makes no sense. Right? Someone on the outside opened the door for you, isn't that right? Yep, that's right, Mr. Blackjack. The door suddenly sprung right open.
Hold it!
Sprung right open? Who was on the other side? Didn't get a good look on account of the sudden glare. Like how the reflection of my head blinds fellow moviegoers emerging from the dark. That's when I snatched that staff and made my darling escape. And that little maid gal spotted me and I was hightailed it down the hall. That means the Forbidden Chamber wasn't open until after the crime was discovered. But wait, we still don't know who opened it. Maybe there really was a third person in the Fox Chamber.
Objection!
Well, you little Tanuki, when the Forbidden Chamber opened, did you see the accused passed out there? Nope, only one there was the alderman, and he was dead as a doornail. The accused wasn't there. What do you suppose he was up to? Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. Don't tell me. Plainly, the only one who could have opened the Forbidden Chamber was the accused Damien Tenma. I freak you, man. Wait a second! There had to be somebody else besides Mayor Tenma there. Really? And who might that be? Oh, well, that would be...
Objection!
It seems our feisty little lass has gotten the most important thing. Evidence. It's forgotten. I didn't forget. I was just testing your attention for details. Miss Sykes, you can't prove your point without proof of some sort. It's a proven fact. Sorry, guess I put my foot in my mouth again. No, Athena, you're definitely onto something here. We are. Think about it. If Filch was stuck inside the Forbidden Chamber, one of the alibis we heard would no longer hold any water. The defense would like to call a new witness to the stand, someone who knew Mr. Filch was stuck in the Forbidden Chamber, and by virtue of knowing this, has an alibi that no longer adds up. Not that insufferable. Very well, the court will hear what Mr. Justice has to say. Whose alibi no longer adds up. Where is he? Where's the fricker at? Where's Joker? Freak you, man.
Take that!
Why, that's the defendant's aide, Florence LaBelle. Didn't he claim to be in the foyer at the time of the crime? True, but in his alibi, he also claimed Mr. Filch was in the foyer too. However, all we know now, Mr. Filch was not there with Mr. LaBelle at the time. In short, Mr. LaBelle's alibi has disappeared. Florence LaBelle's alibi was one big lie. Isn't that right, Mr. Filch? I reckon there ain't no keeping that cat in the bag here. Neither. It was all Mr. LaBelle's idea. He told me he buttoned his lips about me breaking into the Forbidden Chamber. In return, he said he would vouch for each other's alibi. Shame on you, Mr. Filch. Perjury is a serious crime, you know. Aw, shucks. Mercy on a ship, mercy! No mercy for Taka. I also assert that the person who opened the Forbidden Chamber for Mr. Filch was none other than Florence LaBelle. After all, his alibi has just been proven to be a complete fabrication. I see. We will take a 20-minute recess, after which time we will see what Mr. LaBelle has to say for himself. Yes! We're probably going to drag that slippery snake into the stand. In the meantime, the prosecution will question Mr. LaBelle about these new allegations. We did it, Apollo! We finally dragged Mr. Bell into court! Yeah. Hey, why the long face? I can't help but feel like I'm missing something important. Plus, Prosecutor Blackwell's bound to mount a counterattack. You really are a worrywart, aren't you? He'll be fine. A mystery figure who opened the forbidden chamber for Mr. Filch. Had to have been Florent LaBelle. I know, but that's not what's bugging me. I wish I could put my finger on it, though. At any rate, the big showdown with Mr. LaBelle is up next, so chin up, Apollo. Hold on. Okay. Joker looking character. Of course, back in session. Our next witnesses. Yes, I'm acting on behalf of the mayor in this very important matter. It seems the witness is predisposed at the moment. Surely you jest. I hold you to your promise, remember that. Oh, my deepest apologies. This is Florence LaBelle, personal aide of Mayor Tenma, or should I say, the accused. Ouch, like the poor mayor hasn't suffered enough. Well, what business do you have with me? I'm a very busy man, so let's make this as brief as possible. Your baldness? Alright. Oh, he changed his hair again, too. Mr. Filch's testimony has revealed a hole in your alibi, and for this reason, you are suspected of having some sort of connection with the case at hand. To think I'd be associated with this entirely lurid affair. Well, I'm not. So may I go now? I have very important matters to attend to.
Objection!
I don't think so, Mr. LaBelle. Do you realize what a serious crime you've committed? Witness, you are being accused of perjury. This is your chance to clear the air. Fine. The truth is that I faked my alibi for a very good reason. The mayor was obviously the killer, so I created a faked alibi to confuse the matter. You see, as his personal aide, I had felt I had to protect him. Sorry. You think this is funny? Without your alibi, you're a suspect too. What were you really doing at the time of the crime? Peasant, how dare you accuse me of one of the beautiful people of being... Stop stalling and tell the court what you're really doing at this time of the crime.
Silence!
Enough jabbering. Swords have been drawn. Time for talk is past. Swords? What swords? This is a duel to the death. The fate of the accused rests in our hands. Begone, ye cowardly hearts! Oh, the battlefield has no place for ye! Again? Oh my. Spare me, please! Bricky broke the chains! So much for sturdier shackles. God dang it! Those chains hindered my vow that heats would hinder my vow that heads would roll this day. This gives me keeping your hand in a court. This gives keeping your hand on the court is a whole new meaning. Will the witness please deliver the accused death kneel? You know of what I speak. Most certainly. His goose is already cooked. Time to stick a fork in him. Whatever he has to say can't be good. As I told Prosecutor Blackwell during the recess, I rushed right over to the Fox chamber when I heard little Jinxie scream. What? Then, drum roll, please. I saw Mayor Tenma opening the Forbidden Chamber doors. But there you have it. The mystery man who opened the chamber door, as witnessed by one Phineas Filch. It was the accused. There was never any third party. Oh, and that's not all. I heard something quite startling there at the scene of the crime. Startling sounds bad. The mayor, who was barely conscious, muttered this. Forgive me, Jinxie. I killed the alderman. That's right. The mayor actually confessed to murder right then and there. He confessed. Order! Order in the court! This is quite conclusive testimony if it stands. Just so, and quite astonishing I might add. I only learned of this fact during the recess. I just love surprises, don't you? That's why I saved the best for last. Consider it a gift from me to you. No way! I don't believe Mr. LaBelle heard the mayor confess. But is this really true? Did Mayor Tenma really confess? It is indeed. During the last recess, I confirmed it with the mayor's daughter. It would seem Mayor Tenma actually did confess. That testimony is quite favorable in the prosecution's... Mrs. LaBelle, yes, I called earlier about the party reservations. That's right, and I'll be calling my little shindig at Mayor Tenma's convicted gala. A splendid time is guaranteed for all but the mayor. In his defense? Well, it seems our witness is a very busy man. Let's get right to his testimony. Mr. LaBelle, please tell us what you saw when you came upon the scene of the crime. I was in the hallway, hiding in the shadows. That's when I heard the confession. Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me. Immediately after that, the mayor stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. As I ran in terror, the demon emerged from his prison. In shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end. Wait. I must say this is a shocking revelation. Quite unexpected. To think the defendant actually confessed then and there to his crime. Perhaps the guilt was too much to bear, so he confided in his daughter. You do realize you should have withheld such crucial test. Do you realize you should not have withheld such crucial testimony from this court? Once again, sorry. It's just I feared being accused if I mentioned coming upon that most unpleasant scene. Why did the mayor's confession have to be brought up by this guy? You better do something before the judge declares the mayor guilty. It's a death row inmate once told me in years gone by. There is a time to fight, and a time to yield, a time to live, and a time to die. He's laying it on real thick now. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. What the Hold on. I think I know. Okay, hold on. Oh.
Hold it!
The claim that the mayor confessed to his daughter. Are you sure about that? Peasant, you wouldn't dare us ask such a question if you truly understood. True beauty is never wrong. It's not. No, beauty is carved deep in the DNA. That means I am programmed to always be right, even when I'm wrong. I'm not following. And these exquisite ears like flowers abloom. These eyes that shine like pearls. This hair like the finest silk. Nothing can corrupt the truth they hold. Then why do you put hair dye in it then? Right. The witness will hurry up and explain this truth of his. Specifically, what did Jinxie Tenma do upon hearing the confession? Upon learning of her father's crime, little Jinxie fled without ever noticing me.
Hold it!
How did Miss Tenma appear to you? Oh, the poor little thing seemed positively heartbroken, all teary-eyed and whatnot. I couldn't help but shed a few tears myself after seeing her like that. I actually sympathized with Jinxie. Seems like this like an overly human emotion of him. Seems like an overly human emotion for him. Yeah, because he's the only real monster we've seen so far, in looks and in character. Well, Batman! The next thing I do is check my face in the mirror. Checked your face? Why? To behold the beauty that is my sadness, why else? Apollo, I'm starting to lose all faith in humanity. Same. I know the feeling, but hang in there. At least keep faith in our client. Let's keep this moving, shall we? So what happened next? Immediately after that, the mayor came to and stood up and opened the forbidden chamber. He opened the forbidden chamber, but why would he do that? Who knows? Maybe he wanted to free the demon Tenmataro.
Objection!
The courtroom is no place for fairy tales. Remember, you are under oath. Hello? LaBelle speaking. Yes, I will certainly explore the matter. Toodles! Now, where were we again? You were going to tell us the real reason why the mayor opened the forbidden chamber. Oh yes, of course. Ah, frick you, man. Hello? This is LaBelle. Ah, good one, sir. You're an absolute riot. Okay, bye. You're saying? Never mind. This is a waste of time. He's just going to tell more lies. Witness will focus on his testimony and not his phone calls. Now, tell the court what you did after you saw the mayor open the forbidden chamber. Well, after that... Wait. This guy's smirk.
Hold it!
What's Mr. Filch like at the time? She was shouting, I can't see, I can't see! It's the curse of Tenmataro! Then he took off running like a madman. He must have been blinded by the sunlight flooding in. Wrong. What? He set eyes upon me, and was thus blinded by my radiant beauty. So it was the curse of Florence LaBelle rather than Tenmataro. Yes, I'm afraid such beauty can be a curse. It's almost criminal. The only thing criminal here is your ceaseless jabbering. Now let's get on with your testimony. Oh, forgive me, your darkness. Let's see. Oh yes, I fled for dear life from Tenmataro. The shock, I fled down the hallway to my right, to the one with the phone at the end.
Hold it!
So after you fled into the hallway with the phone at the end, Tenmataro ran off towards the foyer. Precisely. Notice any inconsistencies, Apollo? Well, Jinxie also saw Tenmataro, right? She did. She said they passed each other in the hall after she made that call to the police. Well, if LaBelle had fled down the hall where that phone is, Jinxie would have seen him when she was returning from making her call. Oh, right. And if she saw him, she would have definitely asked him for help. Right, it just doesn't make any sense. Time to review the evidence. If we don't find some way to poke a hole in his testimony, Mayor Tenma is as good as guilty. This is bad, very bad. We need to find an inconsistency, a mistake, some kind of conflict. It's all over if we can't find a flaw in the prosecution's case. Okay, I know what it is.
Objection!
Florent LaBelle, you're lying about having witnessed these events from the hallway. What on earth do you mean? He has cared to fill the rest of us in, Mr. Justice. If Mr. LaBelle had really fled down into the hall with the phone in it, he would have crossed paths with Miss Tenma. What's this? Oh my god, that face! Dude, he's literally like the cat with like the freaking image of the person with the eyeliner. Hold on. I swear to God. Yeah, I can't find it. Oh God, no! I can't find it. Was it even a cat? Wait. I can't find it. But you know what I mean, I swear to God. Dude, I don't even know where that like meme came from, but like it's that cat. He's that cat. What's this? After she discovered the crime scene, she immediately went to call the police. And after making her call, she went back to the main hallway, whereupon she encountered the demon, yokai, or whatever you want to call it. As for me, I call it Phineas Filch in a Tenma costume. The encounter happened right here, where the hallways meet. As for Mr. LaBelle, if he had fled here, feigning escape from the yokai imposter, why, yes, the two would have crossed paths. Right, except Miss Tenma told us that there was no one else in the hall. In short, Miss Tenma did not see you in the hall because you were never really there. Oh, my eyes! My beautiful eyes! Not such a fabulous scent now, is it? For Mr. Justice, the witness also stated that he heard the mayor's confess. If he was lying about hearing the confession from the hall, and where was he when he heard it? Inside the Fox Chamber, where else? But isn't that within the very crime scene? It is, Your Honor, and that means he's not really a witness. Rather, he's the third party I've been alleging this whole time. What? You think I'm the killer? How dare you?
Silence!
Foolish fop. A true man knows when he is beaten. The shield of lies comes to naught before a foe with the sword of true bard. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you? I thought we were on the same side. You are mistaken. There are no sides here save for my cold, steely edge of judgment. You are alone upon this battlefield, with naught but your lies and sickly sweet perfume. Whoa, what just happened? Blackwell's really tearing into him. You heard the mayor's confession from the inside, did you not, you deviant dandy? The sole location from which you could have seen and heard the mayor and the Tanuki. without either of them noticing you were right there in the fox chamber. Oh my, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I'll come clean then. Seriously, you admit to being there in the fox chamber? I do. I did enter the room after the murder, but I was afraid of being falsely accused, so I lied about it. I feel terrible about lying like that, but it's a verbal cologne I use to protect myself. You better explain yourself, Mr. LaBelle. Yes, of course. I was just about to get to that. The witness is skating on thin ice. I'll remind you that perjury is a very serious crime. Now let's hear your testimony again, this time without your perfume of lies. I did enter the fox chamber after the murder, but I didn't enter until after Jinxie had heard the confession and left. I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there. What I saw there upon close, it was absolutely horrifying. So you see, I was there, but merely watching from behind the screen. From behind the screen, why yes, I believe you wouldn't be spied if you were there. Just so, he couldn't see anything without being spied by the victim or that Tanuki Filch. Suffice to say, he was a mere witness to the events, rather than an actual third party. This guy is as slippery as an eel. Apollo! You think he's telling the truth? Well, he was in the fox chamber, so at least that much must be true. The defense may cross-examine our slightly voyeuristic witness. The heck? Huh?
Hold it!
Why in the world would you enter that grisly crime scene? Why? Because I was worried sick. Mayor Tenma's suit. It what? It was designed personally by me. I was worried my work of art might get blood on it. This man clearly has his priorities in order. Okay, let's get this over with, shall we? Now, where was I? Oh yes, so I entered the fox chamber almost without thinking.
Hold it!
Why didn't you enter right away? And ruin my designer shoes? Your shoes? Even now, just thinking about getting blood on my fabulous footwear, it sends chills down my spine. That's why I hesitated.
Objection!
That's terrible! A man was dying and another injured, and you're worried about your shoes?
Silence!
Need I remind you, this is a court of law. We are not teaching morality here. We have schools to etiquette and the likes of such trivial pursuits. Now you listen to me and you deceptive dandy get to the point and be quick about it. Yes, well I was there in the fox chamber, but I heard the mayor groan and hid behind the folding screen there.
Hold it!
Eh? Wait a second. Why did you hide yourself? Oh my, so you do understand. I do. By hiding, I was concealed my fabulous beauty, which for the sake of the universe, is something I should never, ever do. That's what you were thinking, right? I'm sensing a black hole of egocentricity forming around the witness stand. We can deliberate his mental process another time. Get on with the testimony. Now. Well, regarding the murder scene, what I saw there up close, it was absolutely horrifying.
Hold it!
Could you describe the crime scene in a bit more detail? And what exactly would you like details about? Well, what I'd like to ask you about is... Maybe the weapon? Could you describe the state of the weapons that had been used at the scene? The spear had been thrust all the way through the Alderman Kyobi. Then there was that statue the Alderman used to bludgeon Mayor Tenma. That incredibly inspiring symbol that had fallen onto the floor. Alright, the statue. But why would he find it inspiring? Why exactly did you find the statue inspiring? Well, when I saw that statue, I felt as if the merger had been realized. It was like a celebration of union between town and village, an inspiring symbol of goodwill. A broken statue next to a bloody corpse. Real inspiring. Well, Mr. Justice, do you consider his statement to be of any importance? Is it important? Yes, because at the scene of the crime, that, like, whatever cup there wasn't even on the statue. It was on the floor underneath the table. I believe that's to be extremely important. I request that it to be added to the testimony. The statue had fallen to the floor as a token of goodwill, celebrating the municipal merger. Where's the statue?
Objection!
Your lies have finally betrayed you, Mr. LaBelle. What possibly could you mean? You said the statue is like a celebration of union between town and village. Isn't that correct? It is indeed, but what of it? The two yokai are joining hands in goodwill, as if they were celebrating the municipal merger. Something the matter. So, how did you really know that this statue was meant to be a symbol of goodwill again? What? Justice Dono, explain yourself and make it quick. The statue was meant to symbolize goodwill in its original form, but that was a secret. A secret? Whatever do you mean? What I mean is that it broke when someone used it to strike Mayor Tenma on the head. What's left clearly makes it look like the two yokai are battling out. The statue's secret and its true form were lost inside the locked room. For Miss Tenma's the only living soul who should know what it once looked like. So, Mr. LaBelle, where could you have possibly seen the statue in its original form? What do you mean, where? The only possible answer is this: you saw the statue in its original form. Right there in the courtroom where the alderman was murdered before it was broken. Frick you! How dare you! Mr. Justice, are you accusing the witness with some sort of crime? Yes, I am. Florent LaBelle, I accuse you of the murder of Alderman Rex Kyobi. Oh, his eyes again. Order! Order! Mr. LaBelle, you've been accused of murder. Do you have anything to say in your defense? How could you possibly accuse me, the embodiment of beauty? Way to go, Apollo! This is the conclusive evidence we needed! Magnifico! We got you now. We know you killed the alderman. Now admit it. I...
Silence!
Enough of your silly games, Justice Dono. This prancing peacock could not possibly be the killer.
Objection!
What are you talking about? His alibi has already crumbled into dust. I just proved that he was in the Fox chamber while it was still locked tight.
Silence!
Why could he have not seen the statue in its true form before the murder? After all, he was close friends with the alderman. Ergo... Yes, that's right. I clearly remember it now. Alderman Kyobi told me about it. About what the statue actually looked like. I mean, he was a good friend of mine.
Objection!
Yeah, right. He wouldn't show you a secret gift just like that.
Silence.
Moreover, it has already been proven that he was not present at the scene of the crime. It has. Forgotten, have we? Recall the little scamp's statement, if you will. When Jinxie Tenma unlocked the fox chamber, she saw the alderman and the mayor collapse therein, and no one else. Oh, dang it. The fact is that you two who made that apparent in yesterday's court session. Thus, Florent LaBelle could not possibly have been in that locked room. He was behind the door! No! I just don't get it. How could Jinxie not have seen LaBelle? The proof is incontrovertible. No room for debate exists. Am I not right, your baldness? It does seem awfully conclusive. The facts point to the defendant and victim being the only people in that locked room. Moreover, the defendant has already confessed.
Objection! Silence.
Not freak you. Can't defend indefensible. Your role in this charade is over, Justice Dono. But... Your baldness? This trial would last an eternity if we were to keep crossing blades with these simpletons. It is high time you brought down the hammer of justice. A point well made. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma. Caw! It would seem that my time is at hand. Mayor Tenma? Counselor, there is a matter of which I must testify. I recall it now only for your good graces. Counselor, oh right, he must mean me. Does he finally remember what happened before that blow to his head? Bailiff, don't just stand there, seize him! It's no good, I can't restrain him. Caw! Know me in despair, for I am Tenma Taro, demon lord of the yokai. Mr. Justice, do something! Since when am I responsible for court security? Even the freaking... Apollo, this is our chance! We might get some information out of him! Your Honor, seeing as our client has something new to say, I believe due process demands that we hear him out, even if he is a yokai. When you point it that way... So I believe testimony by a yokai is unprecedented in the legal world. Same with a freaking ghost, but when has that stopped anyone before? Unprecedented is absurdity, more like. Alright then, Mr. Damien Tenma, or should I say, Mr. Tenma Taro. Your testimony, please. I shall now speak of recollections most real, courtesy of my host, Damien Tenma. Heeds these words, mortals, for hear them, but once you shall. The ruler of demon kind. Barely conscious was Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly two yokai did appear. On one side I, Tenma Taro, ruler of demon kind, and on the other my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox. So is the defendant asserting that the room he was in was very dark at the time? Strange as it may be, yes indeed, all was in darkness. And the part about Tenma Taro and the nine-tailed fox being there, yes that too, Tenma Taro towering overhead and the nine-tailed fox glittering gold. Glaring gold. I call animal abuse, Your Honor! We've seen the defendant's recollections are not to be trusted. Yes, well, truth be told, my host's recollections are still a bit fuzzy, as if half-dreamt. That happening lingers in his mind. Apollo, maybe I can help here. Ah, heck yeah. Really? Oh, you mean... Yeah, I can hear it. The discord in his heart. I sense an unusual emotion in the mayor's memory of the event. Okay, I just hope our findings don't come back to haunt us again. Barely conscious, Damien there amid the darkness. Suddenly two yokai did appear. One side, I, Tamatara, ruled of demon kind, and on the other, my mortal enemy, the nine-tailed fox.
Got it!
When the nine-tailed fox appeared, you not only experienced shock and sadness, but also something like joy as well. Joy. Perhaps there was joy at the light coming to my eyes long last. A long, terrible creaking did pierce the silence. And then there was light. And on reflection, it was a door that did produce that infernal racket. A creaking door. Oh, you must be talking about the Forbidden Chamber door. It does make a lot of noise. So this means the Forbidden Chamber really was opened. But what about the sudden light he described? I think I know. He mentioned darkness and Tamatara towering overhead. Maybe the mayor wasn't really in the Fox Chamber at the time of the crime. Mr. Mayor, did the darkness that you were had to be— wait, what? Did the darkness that you were in happen to be in here? Was the mayor in the
Take that!
The Forbidden Chamber? Was it not the Fox Chamber where the murder did occur? Yes, but it all makes sense if you were in the Forbidden Chamber. The terrible creaking sound was probably the Forbidden Chamber's door opening. The towering Tenmatar you saw, most likely the Forbidden Chamber's statue. Why, yes! That would explain it! The darkness in the staff in the demon's grasp. But even if all that's true, then what about the nine-tailed fox? Maybe he was seeing things, just like Jinxie and her imaginary yokai. Fantastico, Apollo! It's entirely impossible! In a groggy, dreamlike state, people can misremember things and events. Misremember, you say? Let me think. I do believe I remember now. That was not the nine-tailed fox. It was the Amazing Nine Tails. What? The Amazing Nine Tails? At first, this is but a dream, I thought. Now, whoever, most certainly do I recall it. 'Twas the Amazing Nine-Tailed who did open the Forbidden Chamber door. It's down to 60 now. I'm sorry I asked. The Amazing Nine Tails, but how was the victim Alderman Kyobi, right? Yeah, why would he open the Forbidden Chamber? Wasn't he trying to keep it sealed? Never mind that. This is completely new information. Let me enter and run an update. Wait, he went from happy to sad. Wait. Excuse me?
Got it!
Dude. Welcome back, mage. When the Amazing Nine Tails opened the chamber, banishing the darkness within, you felt joy, but didn't you also feel shock and sadness? Yes, in the hazy depths of my mind, I do recollect something of that nature. I believe it was the fiend's cape of red. But when I did behold it, a great wave of sadness and inexplicably washed over me. Okay, we're back to, we are down 20. The cape. of red. Apollo, we've reduced the noise level. Oh, but there's still a little left. Mayor Tenma, why were you sad when you saw the red cape? Why, indeed. What could this mean? I guess his memory's still a little spotty. I know because his latest recollection contradicts the evidence. Yeah, it's one of those contradictions that slaps you right across the face. Something this obvious should arise when someone is trying to force a fuzzy memory into a definitive shape. Apollo, I know what you have to do. You need to present evidence that contradicts the image you see. Oh, so basically the same as the usual cross-examination process. Okay, time to review the evidence. Look out, contradiction. Here comes justice. Okay, it's always that last statement. Mason Ninetales has come to the rescue. Wait, oh. Yeah, that's because unlike data, memories are living, breathing things. Preconceptions, illusions, memories overlap, memory represent repressions. Memories are instantly tied to our psychology and emotions. This contradiction is somehow caused by an emotion. Yeah, I know it is. I believe so. There's some deeper meaning here. Let's present some evidence. Maybe it'll help jog his memory. Okay. It doesn't make any sense because like it should be this here.
Objection!
There we go. You said the Amazing Ninetales cape was red. Are you sure about that? Yes, well, I do believe it was a red cape I saw, but... Mayor Tenma! Does this cape look red to you? That certainly does not look red. Not even a scarlet or crimson either. Nevertheless, upon my liberation, something red didn't fill my yet hazy field of view. And I thought to myself, the Amazing Ninetales is arrayed in a cape of red. So you mistook the red something for his cape, huh? Apparently so. Remembering it now brings a great sadness upon me. So the red something probably wasn't a cape after all. Maybe the great sadness he mentioned is what's interfering with his memory. Well, he would have seen the fox chamber behind the Amazing Ninetales. What red object would he have seen there that would have been that shocking? I know! Could it have been... Mr. Mayor, was the red thing you saw this? Wait, what? Wait, no. Oh my god, wait. He saw blood.
Take that!
Something red that could produce a deep sadness. Could it be Mr. Tenma Could it be Mr. Tenma that what you saw was the alderman's blood? Blood? Why, yes, it was blood. It's all coming back to me now. It wasn't a red cape that I saw. It was lying behind the Amazing Ninetales, the alderman's bloody body. Wait, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? His noise level is down to 0. I think he's remembered everything now. Does this mean that the Amazing Ninetales killed Alderman Kyobi? But the Alderman was the Amazing Ninetales, so how exactly would that work? Hey, I asked you first. Well, Mr. Justice, you sure know how to make a complicated matter even more complicated. True, but at the time of the crime, our client was in the forbidden chamber. Moreover... Hoy, don't you think this is strange? The little scamp has already confirmed her father to be in the Fox Chamber, but she said not about seeing the Amazing Nine Tails there. Was someone else disguised as the Amazing Nine Tails? What? But who the... Holy frick. But she said not about seeing the Amazing Nine Tails there. You just had to bring that up, didn't you? Jinxie didn't see LaBelle there either. It's so weird. Who really was in that room then? Would the defense care to share any theories with the court? I don't know, man. I'm completely lost. Can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? Right? Okay, hold on. Let's look at the evidence. See if we can... So, can you explain the inconsistency between the defendant's testimony and his daughter's? Wait. You know what? I'm gonna bluff. Yes I can. Yes, of course, I can explain it. Because if I don't, we're in serious trouble. Not with more of your bluffs and fairy tales, I trust. Fair warning, Justice Dono, I shall have your head if you fail to explain this. What about a good old-fashioned penalty? Well, Mr. Justice, let's see if you have a head worth keeping on your shoulders. First of all, Mr. LaBelle was definitely in the Fox Chamber while I was locked. We also know that the Mayor Tenma was in the Forbidden Chamber based on his testimony. These two facts are crucial to my explanation, so let's consider the following question. If the facts upon the point to Florent LaBelle and the victim being there at the scene, why did Jinxie Tenma see the victim in her father, Mayor Tenma? A very good question indeed. I suppose you have an answer for us. Sadly, you'd be supposing wrong. You think she could have mistaken LaBelle for the mayor? Well, if she did, then the question is why? Why did she do that? Well, how about that explanation, Mr. Justice? I believe the time for question is over. Defense asserts that Florent LaBelle was at the scene of the crime. However, Jinxie Tenma has testified that she saw her father collapse there. If she has, in fact, misremembered the event, what could have made her do so? You know what? I say LaBelle was disguised as Tenma. Could have been the case. Because if I say she was confused and she got the room mixed up, that probably more likely that he was. Yeah. The figure Miss Tenma saw was not her father. It was Florent LaBelle disguised as Damien Tenma.
Silence!
That is a complete impossibility. Their faces are utterly unlike. How could you explain that away with a mere disguise? Yes, they both do have incredibly distinctive faces. Maybe the disguise completely hid his face? I think Jinxie would have mentioned if she couldn't see her father's face. And if it was that sort of disguise, would she have removed it? Alright. Your sword is as dull as your mind, Justice Dono. Shall I show you what a truly sharp blade is capable of? I think I'll pass. Oh! Holy frick, did you... Are you okay, Apollo? I'm not fine. Am I? Well, now that we have that little fairy tale out of the way, your baldness, your verdict, if you will. Mr. Justice, I believe it's time for a verdict if you have no further arguments. What's even left for me to do? Wait, maybe he could have been the Amazing Nine Tails instead. What's even left for me to do? Apollo, remember what Mr. Wright always says. When you're stuck in a tight spot, turn the case upside down. Turn the case upside down? He does say that, doesn't he? I don't quite see how it applies here. Still, never hurts to give it a try, I guess. Let's see. Rather than Jinxie didn't remove the disguise, maybe she couldn't remove it. And rather than... Oh, yeah, wait! Because of what she said. Like, only in battle or whatever, like, you cannot remove the wrestler's mask unless they have lost. And she respects that. She respects that honor. And she didn't know that the Amazing Nine Tails was... Oh my god. Yeah, it has to be the mask. It has to be the Nine Tails mask. Rather than she didn't tell anyone about the disguise, maybe it was she couldn't talk about it. A wrestler's mask is more precious than his own life. He never unmasked himself in front of others. But there are matches where wrestlers battle for the right to remove each other's masks. To have your mask torn up is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. And what about the fact that it was the Amazing Nine Tails who opened the door? A mask that can't be removed in front of others. Can these facts turn things around? We got all backwards. Apollo? I think we might have made a huge mistake. Wait. Your baldness, I see no need to further indulge them in their silly little farce. The defense has no proof they never did and they never will. Then it seems I must announce my verdict.
Objection!
I do have proof! Do you now? Alright, but this better be good, Mr. Justice. It's the mask, it's the mask, it's the mask. Oh my god, oh my god, wait, oh my god! Hold on. We can solve the remaining riddles by turning all of our assumptions upside down. Why Jinxie Tenma mistook Mr. LaBelle for her father. Why she couldn't remove the costume or tell anyone about it in the first place. These riddles are inextricably linked to the Mayor Tenma's secret identity. A shocking secret identity that will turn the entire premise of this case upside down. This piece of evidence clearly reveals Mayor Tenma's secret identity. Holy frick! Holy frick! He's the fox! He's the mother frickin' fox! You mother fricker! What absolute claptrap! Poppycock balderdash! We thought the alderman was the Amazing Nine Tails and the mayor was Tenma Taro. That's why we believe the mayor killed the alderman in his lust for Nine Tails Veil. And it was the basis for the prosecution's entire case against our client. However, we got the whole thing backwards. Mayor Tenma wasn't Tenma Taro at all. He was the Amazing Nine Tails. What's this? Mage's got it. You best explain yourself, Justice Dono, and from where you derived such a far-fetched conclusion. Jinxie no doubt knew the true identity of the Amazing Nine Tails, but she couldn't tell anyone no matter what. That's why she didn't say it was the Amazing Nine Tails she saw passed out. Even though, unbeknownst to her, it was really Florence LaBelle in disguise.
Silence!
The accused and that deceitful dandy are utterly dissimilar in physical build and voice. The little scamp would have seen difference.
Objection!
Remember, Mr. LaBelle was his very own brand of cosmetics. Why couldn't he fake the different build too? And anyone speaking through a mask could naturally sound different.
Silence!
Why did she not simply pull the mask off?
Objection!
A masked wrestler's disguise is more precious than life itself. As a huge fan of the Amazing Nine Tails, she would never dare unmask him. Holy frick! This case of mistaken identity also explains the riddles of the locked room. And by all means, Mr. Justice answered it for us already. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor... Oh wait, that's Apollo. Wait. First, Mr. LaBelle entered the room where the mayor and the alderman were talking. I suspect he brought with him coffee laced with some sort of sedative, once the alderman was out cold. That's when Mr. LaBelle killed him. Next, he took the mayor, who he had also drugged into the Forbidden Chamber. Then he returned to the Fox Chamber, slipped into some of the mayor's spare clothes, and completed his disguise by donning the Amazing Nine Tails mask. With his entire charade in place, Mr. LaBelle then let out a scream. The scream that led Jinxie Tenma to the scene. So then, the person who said I killed Alderman Kyobi was... Yep, that was Florence LaBelle in disguise. The mayor never actually confessed.
Silence!
This is no more than guesswork and speculation. Now stop your jabbering and...
Objection!
No, you twisted samurai. This time you stop your jabbering and let me finish making my case. Once Miss Tenma left the scene, Mr. LaBelle, still wearing the mayor's clothes and mask, opened the Forbidden Chamber so he could drag the mayor back out into the Fox Chamber. Oh, so the Amazing Nine Tails the mayor saw was... Right, it was LaBelle opening the Forbidden Chamber. The second time Mr. LaBelle opened the door to the Forbidden Chamber, he happened to catch the thieving Mr. Filch by surprise. Startled, Mr. Filch in his Tenma Tower disguise ran as fast as he could away from the room. As he did, he left behind him a trail of feathers and tracks, and gave Miss Tenma the scare of her life in the hallway. With no one left to witness the events that had occurred, Mr. LaBelle then proceeds to drag the sleeping mayor back into the Fox Chamber. I see. Well, that certainly does make sense. And after dragging the mayor back into the Fox Chamber, Mr. LaBelle threw the mask out the window and fled the room.
Silence!
For this absurd theory to work, it requires that the defendant be the Amazing Nine Tails. However, he was the one pushing for a municipal merger. That such an individual could possibly the Amazing Nine Tails is preposterous.
Objection!
The mayor was blackmailed into pursuing the merger. Miss Tenma's life would have been in danger if he had openly voiced his opposition. That's why he created a secret identity as the Amazing Nine Tails. This is madness! No one could possibly hatch such an insane plot! No one except the killer as insane as his plot, and I'd say Florence LaBelle more than qualifies. Foolish mortal, it is at your own peril that you forget who I am. Mayor Tenma, it's okay now. Jinxie will be safe just as soon as Mr. LaBelle is arrested. You are the Amazing Nine Tails, aren't you? ha! You have quite the active imagination. Mayor Tenma is not the amazing Nine Tails.
Objection!
What do you mean? Well, has the mayor admitted to it yet? But that's just... And even if he did admit to such nonsense, I would reveal the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. What? Why, you would dare reveal the secret! My good friend the Alderman told me all about it. But it wouldn't be good to expose the truth. Well, with the superstitions now, would it? Oh no. No, 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 no. You are not. You motherfricker. The truth behind Tenma Taro. What's he talking about? So go ahead. Say it. Say it. Say I'm the Amazing Nine Tails. I dare you.
Objection!
Wait. Will somebody please explain what's going on here? Mayor Tenma will do anything to keep the truth behind Tenma Taro a secret. A dark, terrible truth that has been kept secret by the village superstitions. And if the mayor admits to being that Amazing Nine Tails, you'll expose the truth. Right, I won't have him walking free because of some nonsense you made up. So what now, Justice Dono? Without the mayor's admission, your theory is as useless as you are in battle. I'll show you who's useless! Apollo, don't you dare give up now! I know, I know! Your Honor? I believe Mr. LaBelle's statements warrants a thorough cross-examination. After all, the true identity of the Amazing Nine Tails is the cornerstone of this case. You do have a point there. Please answer the court, Mr. LaBelle. Is the defendant the Amazing Nine Tails or not? The Amazing Nine Tails' true identity is not Mayor Tenma. The mayor would never admit to such utter nonsense. But if he did admit to such nonsense, I will expose the truth behind Tenma Taro right here and now. And that would bring ruin upon Nine Tails Vale, just as the superstitions say. Talk about out of the pot and into the fire. At this rate, the mayor will be found guilty for sure. Honestly speaking, if Mayor Damien Tenma is not the Amazing Nine Tails, I'm afraid I don't see how the defense has much of a case here. Haha. And let's just leave it at that, shall we? We all know Alderman Kyobi was the Amazing Nine Tails. Anyway, I mean, that's how the Nine Tails Vale made a comeback. The Alderman was so popular. There's gotta be a hole in that testimony somewhere. I don't even know where to start. So we don't have any proof that the mayor is the Amazing Nine Tails. Then we'll just have to get him to admit it himself. If he admits it, LaBelle's going to expose the secret behind Tenma Taro. We're so close, I know it. Defense may cross-examine the witness. Bruh. I think I know what to do. Skip. Is this? Hold on. What's the superstitions? I wanna know. Do not gaze upon Tenma Taro. Do not tell others if you see him. Isn't that what the village superstitions say? Exactly. Telling others that Tenma Taro looks like would reveal the truth. That's why the superstitions were written down in the first place. And Ruin coming to the village to free him, is that a warning to not expose the truth? Bingo! That truth is Tenma Taro is a great greed-inspiring fortune. That's what the whole battle over Ninetales Vale is about. Temataru is a great fortune. Come to think of it. Heh, only that's the greatest get-rich-quick chance in the universe. Grandpappy told me all about it. Said there's an amazing treasure in there. Could Temataru actually be... Wait. Bruh. Telling the villagers that Temataru is a terrifying yokai is what has scared them away from the forbidden chamber and the treasure within. That's how the treasure has been kept secret all this time. Well. It seems our ace attorney here has uncovered the truth that must not be revealed. Mayor Tenma looks like he wants to keep the truth hidden as much as I do. Tragedy is doomed to repeat itself as long as Temataru exists. That is why the secret must be protected. As long as Temataru exists. Huh. Mr. LaBelle, please add that statement to your testimony. Does he exist, though? No.
Objection!
Mr. LaBelle, what if Temataru no longer existed? Revealing the truth would no longer be an issue, would it? If Temataru no longer existed. What on earth are you talking about? Oh, apparently you haven't heard. Temataru no longer exists. But I guess you didn't get to do a thorough search after the key was taken from you. Because when we searched the Forbidden Chamber, there wasn't any treasure there. Really? Well, maybe you weren't looking in the right place. Sorry, but I prove that Temataru no longer exists. Take a look at this figure. What do we have here? It looks like some sort of creature. We found this in the Forbidden Chamber. It's an Azukai Kozo figure. The great thief Azukai Kozo used to leave them at the scene of his crimes. Are you suggesting that Temataru has been stolen? Yep, Phineas Filch's grandfather, a master thief, was the culprit. And by that hideous Mariah caretaker's grandfather, no less. You! I know! My beautiful golden Temataru was... The greed inspired by Temataru can no longer bring ruin upon Ninetales Vale. Isn't that right, Mayor Tenma? The roots of tragedy would indeed seem to be gone. In fact, I now recall the alarmed alderman revealing the secret to me on the day of our meeting. He must have been speaking to Temataru, for he said to me the gold ingot was gone. The gold ingot? You mean the treasure that is Temataru's true form? Recall, if you will, the scroll in the Forbidden Chamber. Temataru is the yellowish object shown there. A giant gold ingot that my nomadic ancestors bestowed upon Ninetales Vale. In return for that gold my ancestors did receive from Ninetales Vale. Land that would become Tenma Town. But drive the villagers mad with greed did that great fortune. Bitter was their greed-fueled battle. It was as if they were possessed. My ancestors' gold became a curse upon their village. A curse of ruin. Thus it was that yokai Temataru came to be. So Temataru and the village superstitions were merely fairy tales to scare people away. Fairy tale or not, Temataru made quite the mess of things. Yes indeed, for there's no greater monster than a mortal man's lust for gold. Well, you know what they say. The love of money is the root of all evil. My ancestors did bring a terrible thing here to Ninetales Vale. A thing so terrible that Tenmataro, a monster just as terrible, had to be created to keep it a secret. Yet we have naught but love for the little village to which we owe our very existence. Tenma Town would never seek to take over Ninetales Vale in a merger. My, that was quite a shocking lesson in history. Mr. Mayor, now that we know Tenma Tower no longer exists, are you ready to admit your secret? You are the amazing Ninetales, aren't you? No, don't do it! Please, no! Begone, you demented demon! Now, where was I? The Golden Lord of Yokai, the amazing Ninetales is indeed me! And that means... Jinxie! Yes? The man wearing the mayor's clothes who saw collapse in the Fox Chamber. Was he wearing the amazing Ninetales mask? Uh-huh. That's what made me think it was Papa. He said he was going to reverse his secret identity to the ultimate Kyobi that day, so... It really wasn't Papa I saw there, was it? It was Florent's idea from the start. He advised me to reveal my secret identity to the Alderman. Yeesh, Rube Goldberg machines have less elaborate setups than LaBelle's scheme. You may rest easy now, little Jinxie. That monster's deception is through. Ka. The true facts behind this case have finally come to light. Mayor Tenma did not kill Alderman Kyobi, but Florence and LaBelle did. How dare you, peasant! Oh! No!
Silence.
Justice Dona, you should at least have a real blade in your hands if you desire to cross swords with me. Or have you mistaken this battlefield for a training ground? What's this guy want? What's this guy want now? Evidence is like a razor-sharp blade that cuts through the bone as though as it were butter. But you have only one blind guess. A dull blade incapable of cutting even a cake. Yes, you there, Mr. Justice. After all, evidence is everything in a court of law. Bro? Wait! But they're right. Let's see some evidence. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. You did! You left freaking cream or whatever, like... What? Okay, so this is... What's this? That's hand cream. Oh my god. Of course, a perfect being like me wouldn't leave any incriminating evidence behind. I know what happened here. That's why we were given the freaking spray bottle. This is the final battle. Just as samurai must live and die by the sword. You will live or die by the evidence you hold. My swift blade of judgment awaits. Now present your conclusive evidence, or don't you have any? Oh, crud. Do I have anything conclusive? Yes, I do. Yes, I freaking do. Evidence? I have evidence. You do? Of course. It's just the conclusive evidence we need too. I'm going to finally prove Mayor Tenma innocent. Here comes justice. Let's review the facts. What the frick is going on? The most darning evidence against the mayor was the crime scene itself. The mayor and the victim were the only two people found in the room. Also, we all thought the alderman was killed because he was the Amazing Nine Tails. But we know now, of course, we were way off. The Amazing Nine Tails is really Mayor Damien Tenma. That's why when his daughter Jinxie saw the Amazing Nine Tails collapse at the scene, she mistook him for her father. Those are the facts we have revealed. However, Mr. LaBelle asserts that he did not leave any evidence at the scene of the crime. He didn't say anything about evidence outside the crime scene. Maybe he isn't as clever as he thinks he is. Any of the evidence found outside of the crime scene prove anything, any clues? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, that was found outside of the crime scene. Who inside the mask? Well, I know. The Amazing Nine Tails mask. It was found washed up along the river. The sort of clues that make the mask hold. The white hair. What about the hair left in the mask? Who does it belong to? Florent LaBelle. The white hair is LaBelle's. Oh right, the hair is Florent LaBelle's. Yes, now that's what I call conclusive evidence. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have any conclusive evidence to present to this court? Of course I do. Observe this mask if you will. That mask? How is that conclusive evidence? It's not the mask itself, but the white hair inside it. We originally thought it belonged to Alderman Rex Kyobi. Yes, but the Amazing Nine Tails, as we know now, is Mayor Tenma, so... That is correct. So the question is, whose hair could this be? And the answer to that is the last person to have worn it before it was discarded. That would be you, Mr. Florent LaBelle. What are you talking about? I never had hideous white hair like that.
Silence.
It would appear your coup de grace failed to hit its mark. This freakish fop is not the white hair type, because he's busy being one ludicrously garnished color or another.
Objection!
Wait, he's changing his hair! No, Prosecutor Blackwell, it's you who has made a fatal error. What? Remember where this mask was found? It was washed up by the side of the river. With that in mind, this last piece of evidence will solve all the remaining riddles. Give me the freaking hairspray, for God. Color me LaBelle.
Take that!
Frick you. That's... What is that? This is Mr. LaBelle's own private brand of hair color. It washes out with just water. The court will also recall that the Amazing Nine Tails mask was washed up along the side of the village river with the white hair inside it. What's this? Are you saying that preening peacock's hair color is... That's exactly what I'm saying. Mr. LaBelle's hair color is a freaky work of fiction. But thanks to the river flowing through the Nine Tails Vale, we now have a real life expose. The white hair in this mask is conclusive evidence proving that you're the real killer. DNA test is all we need to prove it, and we both know we'll get a match. Admit it! Florent LaBelle, you were the one who killed Alderman Rex Kyobi. You peasant, how dare you! My profane beauty, my turn, like, oh my god! My makeup! Hello, this is LaBelle. What? The project is off? This is the bell. The sponsors have pulled out. LaBelle speaking. I'm fired? You mean I'm no longer Mayor Tenma's aide? Hello, this is LaBelle. What? There's a stratospheric damage claims against me. $100 million! Oh. I'm finished. Washed up. Stick a fork in me. I'm done! This is preposterous. I summon Blackwell defeated. Order! Order! Order in the court! Well, this is quite the unexpected outcome. I must hand it to you, Mr. Justice. You really turned this case on its head, just like that other lawyer, Phoenix Wright. Wait, that was a compliment, right? Prosecutor Blackwell, what have you done with Fluorescent LaBelle? The faced man has withered like a flower without water. One of the officers is currently tending to him with a sprinkler. Wouldn't that just wash even more of his makeup off? Allow me to explain the actions of the guilty party in detail. The motive, of course, was to steal the gold ingot known as the Tenma Taro. However, few are allowed in the manor due to its cultural ties to Ninetales Vale. LaBelle sets in motion its plans to gain access to the manor and the gold within it via the merger. The efforts of the Amazing Ninetales saw those plans come to a halt. And thus LaBelle murdered the alderman and attempted to pin the blame on Mayor Tenma. I see, but what I still can't comprehend is why would he go after the gold in the first place? Mr. LaBelle doesn't look like someone who is in need of financial aid. LaBelle held his past well, much like he hid his beauty with his makeup. He's mired in debt. Debt due to pouring money into a brand only he could love. Which is why he sought the gold with such ferocity. Too bad for him, someone else had gone to it first anyway. See, very well then. I believe it's time to declare a verdict. This court finds the defendant, Damien Tenma, not guilty. Court is adjourned. What? What the fudge? That was some seriously good lawyering, Apollo. Even I didn't see that coming. You just got lucky, I guess. You banished the Tenma Tower from the Ninetales Vale like you were some kind of exorcist. There's still one thing I don't understand. How come Mr. LaBelle didn't kill Mayor Tenma too? He could have set it up so the mayor murdered the alderman and died from a counterattack. That would have removed at least one possible fly from the ointment. I was wondering about that too. But I have a hunch LaBelle was biding his time. He's planning on exposing the Amazing Ninetales' true identity himself. Huh? But why? Because the mayor was the Amazing Ninetales. Had LaBelle succeeded in framing Mayor Tenma for the alderman's murder, the wrestler's popularity would have plummeted once his identity was revealed. Oh, I get it. If the Amazing Ninetales was just killed, he would die a hero, but if he was proven a villain, his fans would abandon him, making the merger that much easier. Right, then when the merger was complete and everything cooled down, he'd be able to search the Forbidden Chamber at his leisure. What an insanely intricate plot! Kaka, most excellent job clearing my name. A feat worthy of Demon Lord's approval. Why are you acting like Tenma Taro again? Let this be of no concern to you. How could it not concern me? Tenma Taro, be gone! Jinxie, seems like ages since I've laid eyes on you. Papa, you're finally back! Yes, it would seem Tenmataro is no match for you. I'm not scared of that silly yokai anymore. Your father's a free man now, Jinxie. Isn't that great? Thank you for all you've done. Seeing you guys in action, it made me feel like I don't have to be afraid anymore. Wait, is Jinxie actually smiling? This is all thanks to you two. Too bad the Amazing Nine Tails will have to retire, though. Aww, how come? Once everyone hears I'm the Amazing Nine Tails, my fan base will nosedive. After all, I'm not the most popular of people. I know the reason for my secret identity. I don't see how it could possibly continue. I think you misjudge yourself. Ah, frick, hold on. I know where this is coming. Take a look outside. Say, now that you mention it, what's all that noise out there? A big crowd gathered outside the courthouse once the news broke. Seems they want to get a glimpse of Mayor Damien Tenma, the man behind the mask, and to root for your return to the wrestling ring. Rooting for me, I thought it was nothing more than a malefactor in their eyes. The only one who really matters is Jinxie. Show her how cool you really are. Yeah, you're the coolest when you're out there fighting in the ring, Papa. Jinxie. Here, I think you'll be needing this.
Take that!
Thank you. Now if you excuse me. I don't want to keep my fans waiting. Yo!
Nine Tails Veil forever!
Nine tails! Nine tails! Holy frick! I sure hope they can settle the problems between Tenma and Nine Tails Veil. Me too. I'm sure they'll be fine. After all, the blackmailer / killer is behind bars and the merger's no longer an issue. Plus, the Amazing Nine Tails is obviously still a hit. And I suspect Nine Tails Veil will be too. And it's all because we believed in our client. Just like you said. Okay, people. Now that we've got that one in the bag, let's go get something to eat. I'm starving. Sounds good. I've been so nervous I haven't eaten since yesterday. Better keep eating, Apollo, or you might have to start looking up at me. Huh? I'm definitely past my growth phase, and you should be about past yours too. Are you kidding me? I'm just getting started. Ready or not, it's face stuffing time. Keep eating like that, and the only direction you'll grow is sideways. Very funny. I've got a hollow leg. I can eat as much as I want without gaining an ounce. Really? Oh, I can't wait to see this. Calories? Ha, just let them try to stick on me. Alright, already, you two. Let's get going before the old man closes shop. Eldoon's Noodles is an all-night stand, you know. Aw, oh, heck yeah, we're going to Eldoon's. I'm with Mr. Wright. Let's go. I've been waiting to have a bowl from there ever since Mr. Wright told me about them. Oh, what are we waiting for? Noodles are on me today, so I expect some serious eating from you two. Oh my god, the one time Phoenix actually offers, and he's... Thanks, boss. I won't let you down. Athena has no idea what she's getting into. Mr. Eldoon's noodles are so hot and salty. 2 bowls would kill a man. That was our first case together, and it felt like nothing could bring us down after that. The dark age of the law seemed so distant, so irrelevant to our small, cozy office. But little did I know that it had been lurking all along, right there behind us. The first time it made itself known was during the murder at the Themis Legal Academy. That case would mark the twilight before the dark, cold night that was to come. What? What? Oh my god, cat. Heck yeah. What's next one? Episode 3, Turnabout Academy. Yeah, we are not doing that today. uh... I was thinking about doing drawing stream. But I think I might just end it here, because my freaking PC's overheating. Great. So I might need that I need to give that a rest, because it has been so hot, like, for the past few days. And I don't think I could, like, stream any longer. So I have no idea if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. My god! Main character! Freaking moment there. Hope y'all have a good night, and I'll see y'all next time.